is poop
Do I
during the
have to
day.
redo that dumpster fire of introduction?
Everyone's gonna have a dumpster fire of an introduction.
You do it.
Wait. Okay, now I know who this is. Muse. Your eyebrows are fucking fantastic, and that's all I was gonna say. Okay. I don't know. They're really good.
There you go.
Thank my girlfriend for that, because she's the only one who maintains them.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to having girlfriends. Alright.
The husband. Ooh.
The reason why I'm in Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice.
My partner is the one who would love to keep my eyebrows in check, but I don't let them because it hurts. It's not fun.
Speaking of eyebrows, yeah, we're streaming. So I'm gonna introduce everybody, and they can talk about themselves if they want. So you might recognize, if you're watching us stream this, you might recognize a good handful of these faces. We've played with, you know, everyone here but one. So, and if you watch our pirate campaign, you're definitely gonna recognize 2 of these faces, 3 of these faces, including mine. So let's introduce everyone real quick. Don't introduce your characters yet, because I have really cool introductions for your characters planned. But, hey Lexi, how's it going?
Heyo, what's up? I'm Lexi. I played Mibby in that mage game that lasted a few sessions. I play weird characters, I put on weird accents. I hope you guys will bear through this first few sessions while I get my accent in check.
Twist my mustache.
And my goals at the moment is to try and figure out how I can convince my husband to let me pluck his eyebrows.
Shout out to husbands and having eyebrows.
You don't convince them, you just do it.
Dude, his are like just like a fucking bush on his face.
Hey!
Yeah, just
Take them all.
Shout out to getting hosted by James here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
hey.
You have access to all 17 of my followers.
We just hit 75 the other day. Woo!
Fantastic.
Yeah. Also, I guess next up we have Muse.
Anybody who's watched us from the beginning of Mimics and Monstrosities knows me. Felt like going ahead and trying out a new group. And a little sad that our all too ever-present Gundar isn't around, but got Garrett. That's the only familiar face I need. The rest of you, I'm sure, are going to be fantastic.
Thanks. Thank you.
Look forward.
Thank you.
Jay, you're my DM. Like, you're all I need as a DM. You're good.
Chopped liver.
I feel like he just kind of minimized your role in all this. Like, oh, you're always there. It's fine. Whatever.
And then
he's the founder of Mimics and Monstrosities, and the reason I'm here. So.
yeah.
I think he's taking you for granted, like the people at PAX take Chris Perkins for granted.
Chris Perkins is a gift from the universe that just blessed this earth.
Did you know Chris Perkins is like basically from the same area of Canada as me? Anyways. Let me sip my iced coffee. James.
Hi, I'm James. I don't really know what else to say about me. I'm excited for the Joker movie. It looks fucking great. But I've been playing D&D a long time, and I really enjoy it, and I'm excited to be playing it here.
Yeah. Woo!
It's a lot. It doesn't get tiresome.
Thumbs are great. Everybody loves thumbs. Hunter.
I'm Hunter. Hopefully my mic picks up with me for right now. Been playing D&D for a while. This will be my 3rd game playing with Mimics and Monstrosities, so I'm super excited. I do host on Fridays a new campaign that actually starts this Friday called the Daunting Expedition. Saint Iron Man meets Mass Effect. It is a space age 5e D&D D, all characters are kind of hooked up with this artificial AI suit that protects them from the environments they explore. It should be fun. I'm excited. If you ever want to watch, I'll hook you up with our stream. Other than that, I'm super stoked. Let's do this thing.
Dope. Everybody loves space. Garrett.
Hello, my name is Garrett, and I'm happy to be here.
This is Garrett's third game on Wednesdays with the channel, so he plays a lot on Wednesdays.
Stacked. Stacks and stacks.
And anything you want to say, Garrett? Just I'm Garrett. Cool.
Let's do it.
And also joining us from our defunct Mad Mage game is Corey.
Hi, I'm Corey. I played Rave Roth, who maybe so wonderfully killed, and Levkin, who was a halfling.
I accept no responsibility.
It was amazing.
That makes it sound like it was entirely your fault.
It's funny.
It definitely was.
It was. Yeah, the Mad Mage campaign, all the character deaths that happened were from oozes. Oh no, damn it. Yeah, my internet is a little funky right now. Yeah. This is gonna be great. Only during the day this happens. Yeah, all the character deaths in the Mad Mage game were from oozes. So fun.
Holy shit, yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, who really likes them? Like,
Me.
let's be real here.
Justin.
Me.
Justin likes Uzo.
Me.
Maybe technically died from a gelatinous cube because she turned herself into a potted plant because sudden wild magic.
It sounds like you died to chaos, and at the end of the day,
But then I was revived by chaos because I took a flesh tomb and suddenly was revived with an infernal voice in my head.
Flesh tomes. Ooh.
I mean, that sounds fantastic.
Garrett knows all about flesh tomes. Alright.
Insult slimes too much. My favorite demon lord is a slime.
So, without further ado, we're going to start this campaign. This is Academy, but still with lots of planescape and... Oh, my internet died.
Uh-oh.
Justin just froze on.
And he's gone.
Wait, no, he's back. He's back. Is he not? Justin? Justin, blink twice. If your internet is working.
Oh, this is horrendous. Alright. So, planescape, light. Hello.
High five and
It's annoying. This happens for the games during the day, but the pirate campaign generally doesn't have as many issues. It's probably just me telling you to give up and just do the pirate campaign.
It's all 450.
We're all pirates now.
I'm watching Jesse Cox playing D&D right now.
Oh shit, I haven't watched his D&D show yet.
It's not bad.
Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, I think it's time we begin. So yeah, see if my internet holds out.
Maybe I shouldn't advertise their stream on ours.
Alright. It's all good. So, if my internet holds out, we'll be good. If not, I'm going to kill myself. Speaking of that, you find yourself standing in front of a massive building made of gold and interlocking, forever rotating rings of various metals, with the building itself nestled inside a very large glass dome. The surrounding areas of the building are numerous gardens with multiple pathways, with numerous individuals roaming these pathways and chatting amongst themselves. This is the Academy of Doors, a school built within the city of Sigil, and designed to be a school where future defenders of the prime material are trained to prevent threats from leaking from the various other planes in the Great Wheel into said prime material, as well as to prevent the merging of all planes into a singular existence, which would be pretty bad. Probably.
Low-key want to cause that.
The building appears to be 70 stories tall and is a beautiful building that generates its own weather and day cycles to match the current climate, time, and weather present on the Prime. It is governed over by Headmaster Viserion Aloris, an ancient Drow who has been the headmaster of the Academy of Doors for the last 400 years. As you all pass through the Vale, a golden shimmering gateway, you find yourself standing in a small courtyard completed with a fountain made of silver, filled with water and rose petals floating within the water itself. A set of steps made of gold and black marble lead about 100 feet up through a set of massive golden double doors leading into the school. In this courtyard you see a small, stage-like platform made of the same black marble with golden trim, and an archway made of golden spiraling metal is also nestled on the platform. Oh, excuse me. As you all gather near this platform, you see a handsome Drow descend down the steps towards the stage. He's standing about 6'1" and has shock white hair tied up into a man bun, and has brilliant lavender-colored eyes. He's wearing what appears to be a set of flowing golden robes, with a very tall silver collar that reaches up almost like great spiked spires that touch the base of his skull. His hands are adorned in various rings, and as he approaches the stage, he steps up onto it, mutters something under his breath, which sounds like a chicken, and the archway fills with a swirling purple mist. He looks down at all of you and the other people gathered in the courtyard. There seems to be 100 or so people gathered of various sizes, shapes, and races from all over the multiverse. People have been brought to the Academy from Faerun, Greyhawk, Eberron, and any place you could dream of, someone was most likely brought from there. He places a single finger to his throat, and his voice booms out across the crowd, a golden light emanating from inside his throat. Welcome, hopeful initiates and future students, to the Academy of Doors. I am a chicken. No. I am your headmaster should you succeed in your initiation. My name is Viserion Aloris. But he also talks like Sean Connery, apparently. But you will be calling me headmaster during your time here. Those of you gathered here today have been brought here from your various worlds for regions of the Council's choosing. This school serves as the last bastion of defense for those who are ignorant and unaware of the dangers lurking beyond the material plane. We defend the material plane from the various domains of existence inside the Great Wheel cosmology. You, he gestures to all of you, the initiates, will be making your first steps into the noble path that countless others have walked down before you. Your safety is not guaranteed, as these other planes may very well be your final resting place. But rest assured, during your time here, you will come to be excellent and powerful planar defenders, and hopefully continue to protect the material plane from threats beyond. And as he says this weird, somewhat ominous, but calming sentence, he gestures towards the now shimmering archway beside him. This is the archway of initiation. When I call your name, you will step through the archway and find yourself deposited for a moment into one of these planes of existence. You will then be pulled back here. The plane you have found yourself in will be the plane you are tasked with preventing from leaking into the material. The people who defend said plane with you will be your housemates, who you will live with and become close allies with during your time here. Each of these houses is overseen by a planar seer who will be your guardian, making sure you keep up with what is expected of you while you are a student within these walls. That being said, contracts will be handed out by your very own Sage of the Well, by our very own Sage of the Well, a very old and ancient human who can see into every plane at every moment of his being. And when you become sorted into your houses, you'll be given a squad that you journey with and complete these contracts with from the various houses here in the school. Hence why you guys are all going to be grouped together during contracts, even though you're going to be in different houses, essentially. He waves his hands and a long scrolled up list of parchment appears in his hands, and we're totally not ripping off Harry Potter. He clears his throat and looks down at the paper. Our first initiate this evening is Wilhelm Schlag. Please, step forward and walk through the archway. And Garrett, as you step up onto the stage, would you kindly tell us what everybody sees walk up onto the stage?
Yeah. Wilhelm and Schlag are about 10 foot 2 inches high and weigh just above a half ton. They are what you know as an ogre, but they happen to have 2 heads. The head on the right side is Wilhelm, while Schlag is on the left. Wilhelm wields his schwert, in the right hand, while Schlag hefts an axe. Wilhelm makes an attempt at grooming his black hair. I mean, it looks like he tries, but it doesn't look great. While Schlag allows his hair to be cut by his enemy's blows. Wilhelm wears a small set of bent and cracked circular glasses that are purely cosmetic, while Schlag wears a beard that is intermittently interrupted by scars. Their body is mostly covered in scale mail, but on their chest, back, and arms, their body hair pops out.
Oh man,
I
Yeah,
love it.
so
Eh.
that's these guys.
Awesome. And yeah, Garrett is helping me test out my homebrew player race, the Zviger, which is just a two-headed ogre. That's 10 feet. That's
I
10.
love it.
He's like an ogre mage from WoW. You just play with Shogal.
I can dig it.
What is inspired off of? 10 feet tall, so he's huge. All right. Wilhelm. As you step through this swirling archway of purple mist, and this is how you're all going to find out what your plane is, there's a flash of light in your mind, almost as if your essence is pulled through time and space itself. When you blink, you find yourself standing in a landscape of toxic fumes hanging in the air, and volcanoes as far as your eye can see. You feel a slight burning sensation over the bottoms of your feet, and with a quick glance, you notice the ground itself almost appears to be boiling and molten in places. With another flash of light in your mind, you find yourself standing back on the platform in the courtyard with the other students staring up at you, with Viserion smiling in your direction. Ah, the fountains of creation, or more commonly called the plane of magma. A very suitable plane for someone of your caliber. He pats you on one of your massive arms as you step down off the stage and make your place near a collection of gathered individuals who also defend from the fountains of creation. Most of these individuals appear to be a handful of Azers, some dwarves, fire genasi, and a very handsome albino-skinned tiefling with plate armor made of obsidian with small cracks of flame wreathed throughout. Exciting, isn't it, initiates? The sorting ceremony is probably the most fun I have here at the Academy every year. With that, our next initiate is Halcyon Daze. Please, step forward and move through the archway like Wilhelm before you. So Muse, if you kindly like to explain what your character looks like, since you're also helping me test out a player race.
Right. So, stepping on the stage, Halcyon walks with a extremely elegant grace that you expect of someone aristocratic, but with a little bit of a flamboyant swagger to his step. From head to toe, he is covered in a black leather Plague Doctor cloak, very thick leather, but where it would normally be black and edgy, his has been specialized to suit his peculiar taste. He has a massive feather frock, just kind of extending out from it in these long black, what appear to be possibly peacock feathers. His steps echo with a strange clip-clopping sound that if anybody actually looked, they would notice to be hooves. And over his face is a perfectly polished obsidian Plague Doctor mask, but in the shape of a horse instead of a bird, with a horn sprouting from his head. He is a Shada'var, a unicorn folk. Yeah, that's Halcyon Daze.
Oh, I've been waiting for someone to play this homebrewed race, and I'm so excited!
Oh, right. Normally wear a long, silky mane that accompanies the Shada'var. He actually has his kind of close cropped.
Like a mohawk?
Kind of. It's more like a crew cut.
I can't wait to get art of these characters. Oh my god!
So
One more feature. His horn has 3 holes drilled in it, each one with a metal ring inserted into each hole with a small bell on it that seems to chime as he walks.
Amazing.
And there we go.
Alright. Just like Wilhelm before you, you make your way up to the swirling archway and you step through. The same feeling that Wilhelm experienced also happens to you. You feel a flash of brilliant, bright light in your mind, and as the light fades and you blink, you find yourself standing elsewhere. When your eyes adjust and open, you see a seemingly infinite number of worlds arranged like a string of pearls, stretching into an air-filled void. It takes you a moment, but you notice these worlds do not rotate, they remain still and stationary. Light seems to only be provided by the orbs, and you get the idea. As one progresses through the layer, the light diminishes and the orbs are separated by larger and larger distances. There is no sun, but the soil of each orb appears to give off heat and a dull reddish glow, similar to the phosphorescence of fire beetles. You catch a glimpse of what appears to be large demonic entities flying about before you're pulled back and find yourself standing beside Viserion once more. Ah, Carcerai. Very interesting. Fun fact, it is also known as Tartarus, or the Red Prison, by some. You must be of strong will to be given that domain. I wish you luck. He gestures towards the crowd of Carcerai students of which you make your way towards, most of which appear to be tieflings and the odd Cambion and imp. Standing at the front of this grouping is a massive red dragonborn missing both of his arms, but still looks like a dangerous fellow. Let's see what...
God, but he still looks dangerous. He's terrifying.
I'm so excited.
Carcerai. Oh, guess wait, it gets worse. Let's see what our next lucky student gets, shall we? Please step forward. Vale. So Lexi, please describe what Vale looks like.
Alrighty. Vale carries herself with perfect posture, almost like she was raised with a book on her head. And she walks forward with her hands clasped out in front of her, prim and proper. At first glance, she looks like a gray-skinned elf of some kind, but upon closer inspection, there are actually lighter patches of gray on her skin that move like smoke caught in a bottle. Her eyes are kind of gold, but they glow, they smolder like they're coals in a hot fire. And her hair, which is very long and goes to the small of her back, about 3/4 of the way down, turns from black hair to smoke. It just kind of trails behind her. And she is currently wearing a just a prim and proper, long-sleeved, petticoated black dress. And she's very slimly built. There's not a lot of meat on those bones.
Fantastic. And what race would you say she is?
She is a smoke paragenasi.
Thumbs up. Alright. You find yourself up on the platform, rushing through the archway like your fellow students before you, and just like them, the same blinding flash of light fills your mind. Before you find yourself standing on a barren wasteland of scorching winds under a relentless red sun. The surface is marked by massive dark pits that seem to plunge into many but not all of the deeper layers of this plane. As you blink once more, you find yourself standing next to Viserion, who has a slight look of alarm stretched across his face. Terrible luck indeed. The Abyss is not a very nice place. Don't lose hope, though. Your housemates are some of the best, and you must have proven yourself in life to be chosen for this. He gestures you towards your fellow housemates to see it populated by large, hulking, muscular individuals. But what catches your eye is a beautiful half-elven woman dressed in a green velvet gown, coated in chainmail with a large two-handed scythe strapped to her back. He burns away the half of the list he's read as numerous individuals step forward and get sorted, stepping through the portal. Eventually he gets to the bottom of the list and now only 3 figures remain in the crowd. He smiles out at the remaining 3 of you and continues. We approach the end, and with the end of this ceremony is a great feast. And you will all be sent out on your initiation contracts, but until then, storm passing seas, please step forward. And Hunter, if you'd like to describe your character.
Oh man, it's gonna be hard to follow all that, but he is a Tabaxi. He looks like a tiger, but his skin, or rather his fur, is like a very stormy gray, something you'd see, on like a like a midsummer's afternoon as a heavy storm approaches. The only thing darker are his eyes, which are pretty much black all the way through. He wears kind of leather armor to a point, arm bracers and such, but his chest is open like he's kind of showing off. He weighs about 200 pounds of just ripped muscle. He's clearly like a very agile, very strong, kind of prowling predator type Tabaxi. And he has a longbow strapped over his back, a short sword at his side, and over the sheath of this short sword is a small shield that he uses if he really needs to. Other than that, though, I mean,
All right, so hello, internet. We're back. My internet crapped out, so I'm sorry. We'll see how it holds up. Cool. So we crapped out when I was describing Storm Passing Seas plane, so we're going to go back to that. And hopefully it doesn't crap out again. So, with your elegant and swift Tabaxi form, you find yourself moving through the archway quicker than most, eager to get on with your time at the academy. As a flash of bright light consumes your being, you find yourself surrounded by something very different in contrast. Excuse me. You find yourself floating in an airless, featureless void of darkness. And as you begin gasping for air, unconsciousness and death closing in around you, you appear again on the platform of the academy. Well, he gestures towards the house with only a small handful of students. It looks like the negative energy plane gains a new student. Best of luck. You'll sincerely need it. He smiles out to the now 2 remaining initiates in the crowd. Let's move on to something happier, shall we?
I'm gonna commit seppuku with my short sword now.
Can't even fucking visit my plane without dying.
There's like, you have 8 classmates.
It's the worst one. Xudril, please come forward. So James, please describe your character.
Xudril is a short drow woman with loose hair that goes about between her shoulder blades. She walks up the stairs imperiously. She's got perfect posture, like Veil, but there's an arrogance to it that's not present in the Paragonasi's stride. She's very purposeful. She's very proud. Her leather armor is all decked out in like spiderweb motifs, and she wears a long skirt that brushes against the floor when she walks. She moves up to the plinth without hesitation, because, I mean, if these Iblith can handle it, then so can I. So, and what will be revealed to her.
Fantastic.
Sacrifice them to Loth, darling.
That's who my pact is with, lol, straight up.
And what would you say your race is?
Delightful. She is Drow.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
All right. As you step through the portal like so many others, you pray to Lolth that you don't receive a terrible plane like some of your fellow students, namely Storm Passing Seas. What was that? What is that?
Wow.
That's what you hear when you walk through the plane. when that same flash of brilliant light fades from your mind, you blink to find yourself standing before an endless firestorm of hot smoke and ash, while noxious fumes and gases fill the air. These gases and fumes appear to be fueled by the wind of the plane of air, mixed with the fires and magma of the plane of fire. In some locations in the distance, it appears that the ashes coalesce into floating solid regions. As you blink, you find yourself back on the platform, your skin covered slightly in a fine ash from your brief exposure to the plane. Ah, the great conflagration, wonderful. The plane of ash, or the para-elemental plane of smoke, is one of my favorites. He claps his hands together and ushers you over to a crowd of halflings, their traveling cloaks stained with ash and soot. And without further ado, our last initiate for this year, Armenos, please come forward. And Corey, please describe your character.
So as you see Armanos walking up the steps, he's wearing a long, flowing, brownish-black cloak, almost like robes. His head from his neck up is exposed for his horns. He has long, flowing, black, shimmering hair. His eyes are a dark, dark red, almost a blood red, with specks of orange mixed in with them. You can't really see his hands because he's got them folded in on themselves within the arms of his robes. And he just walks up really kind of solemnly, not really speaking, not really looking, just kind of focused on the task at hand.
All right. And as the tiefling enters the portal, as the last of the gathered students, you make your way up and through the archway, taking in a deep breath as you do so. You see a flash of brilliant light before you find yourself floating before a twisting quicksilver place filled with bits and pieces of rocks, trees, and the four elements, entire landscapes, strong winds, and random pockets of liquid, solid, or gas also floating into space. You take notice of a large, red, toad-like being lunging before you as you blink and appear once more on the stage, overlooking the academy once more. Limbo, wonderful. You're for sure in for a treat. He lets out a small laugh, claps his hands together, and the archway closes, and his list of paper burns away to nothing. He claps his hands once more, and the gathered crowds make their way up the steps towards the large double doors. At this point in the traversal up the stairs, the six of you find yourselves bunched together as you make your way up and into the dining hall just inside the double doors. The dining hall is filled with hundreds and hundreds of black marble tables adorned in golden diningware and food as far as the eye can see. Nestled at the front northernmost section of the hall is a long table with 30 chairs nestled behind it, one presumably for the headmaster, while the other 29 went to the planar seers who controlled and maintained each house. You also notice that Viserion and the planar seers are already arranged by their chairs, and silence fills the room as the headmaster begins to speak once more. Get to know your squad. Each table is dedicated to the squad you're in. You may notice some of your fellow students already eating, and well, they've been part of the school for a time now. He begins reading through the names of each individual squad, and within the next 20 minutes, most of the tables are filled by the sounds of laughter, shouting, and the sound of every student enjoying this delicious meal. Now, the six of you remain standing in the open, and the headmaster smiles towards you all. And our final squad. The six of you will take on contracts and missions together during your time spent here at the academy. Of course, your sleeping and living arrangements will be spent with your housemates, but during your missions you'll be with these fine folks, so get to know them well. He gestures towards the final table, which has been set up for you all, complete with a chair to sit the massive form of Wilhelm Unschlag. As you all sit down and begin eating, the headmaster says one final sentence before the dinner truly begins. All new initiates must have their squad name written down and submitted by the end of the evening. Remember, this is a name you'll be referred to by an official documents dossier and everything else. Please keep it friendly. He clasps his hands together, causing a large bell to chime, signaling the beginning of dinner. So, you all sit down at this table. Wilhelm, almost causing impact tremors when he walks, sits down in the chair that's basically just a large hunk of stone that's been brought in so he can sit on it, and you guys all sit around the table, and you can introduce yourself to each other if you'd so like.
Hallo, ich bin Wilhelm und das ist Schlag. Hallo, Schlag. Piss off. No meat. Schlag. Vergib meinen Bruder, bitte. You can speak common, you know, you pawns.
Oh, shit, just a couple of charming devils.
Hello.
I love it.
Xudril kind of sits there and just takes it all in. She's not sure what she was expecting, but it wasn't any of this. She was expecting some kind of, I don't want to say standards of entry, but I want to say standards of entry. She doesn't really introduce herself. Everybody knows her name. It's fine.
Hello, Wilhelm. Hello, Schlag. It is a
Hello.
pleasure to meet you. I am Val.
Well,
She blinks with like the demeanor of a noble who's mad but too proper to like say anything, and just yes.
excuse me, lad. Schlag. Yes, Schlag.
I look.
It is
to-
very nice
Oh,
to meet
sorry.
you. Well,
It is nice to meet you as well. Xudril, was it?
Wilhelm.
She's looking over to Xudril.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Great start. Fantastic. Xudril inclines her head imperiously. I'm gonna be using that word a lot. And she says, "Yes."
I noticed that you got what would be considered my home plane. It was just interesting to me, that is all.
I must admit some interest on my part as well. That you got the infinite layers of the abyss while I got your home.
It is rather fascinating, but perhaps I have been to the smoke plane too many times to want to go back, so.
And frankly, I don't think I ever want to go to the abyss.
I don't believe I want to either, no.
At least neither of you two happen to have that. He glances over at the tiger. Unfortunate selection.
Yeah. I think the whole time I think the whole table at this point just turns towards
I'm going
Storm.
to. I will raise my head and ask, "What year is it?" No, really, what year is it?
Very seriously, Vale looks at you and she says, "Well, it depends. Which material plane are we talking about?"
No, like right now. What year is it?
Time has no meaning here.
Sigil,
It's every and no year.
exactly.
On our plane, what year is it?
Prime material. What year is it? Shada'var.
This is Sigil.
Because-
There is no need for time.
Yeah, our father.
In Faerun, it's different. In Dragonlance, it's different.
Greyhawk,
Halcyon
it's
is actually
different.
suddenly concerned because he's from Eberron and he's like, I wish I knew.
Yeah, each of you would have been pulled from like the different worlds in the multiverse. So some of you could be from Greyhawk, some of you could be from, Faerun, some of you could be from Dragonlance, Dark Sun. I think that's the name of that world is Dark Sun. And if you want, you can also be from my homebrew world, Delmasra,
Dumbass.
which I'd say probably
What year is it in Faerun?
794. I don't know.
That's an excellent
Jeez,
question.
okay, so then my plane won't be as bad as if after the spell plague had already hit. So never mind. I'm not as worried as I was.
It's like, I was just really concerned about the spell plague, guys.
Well, no, mostly because the plane of death collapses into the elemental chaos after the spell plague. So if it's before the spell plague, I'm simply dealing with the negative energy plane, which is not as bad as.
It is just the negative energy plane, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. That's all I was getting.
It's just an endless void with no air. So either way, you
it's
suffocate there.
fantastic.
You just.
There's
At least you don't have to worry about
funny,
anything
so
ever
it's
wanting to
like-
leak through.
there's solid matter in the negative energy.
Yeah, but there's no
Kills you
air,
instantly.
and there's no air. But I will say, for the sake of this, your house that you're sorted into probably has means of traversing the negative energy plane, and probably has some sort of apparatus that allow you to breathe there.
I would assume if
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
defending it, they're gonna. When I sit down and chat with them, I'm sure they'll hook me up.
They will. Yeah, but yeah, right now you guys are all sitting around this table eating dinner, and whatever food you can think of is probably getting conjured on the table.
I'll take some grilled mushrooms and rothe, please.
Sure, they appear on a plate in front of you.
Fantastic. Currently in the Forgotten Realms, by the way, it is 1491 Dale Reckoning.
Cool.
This is the day of reckoning.
Okay, so then it's after.
Reckoning of the Dales, the Dale land.
Oh, okay.
Shadowtail, and on and on.
Anybody who actually pays attention would notice Halcyon isn't eating, almost as if he just refuses to take off the mask. So yeah, there's that. He just kind of stares at the food, almost sadly, but just stares at it like.
A cup appears with a straw full of blended up food.
Well, that is rather interesting. I've never seen somebody of your type before.
Well, I've never seen something of your type either. Please, I'd be happy to dissect you anytime.
So to the fan art, to people who ever draw fan art for me, thank you. Basically sitting on this table is a massive ton two-headed ogre, a smoked genasi.
I'm sitting next to Xudril because she's like probably the most proper person here.
So two like somewhat properly dressed individuals, a drow and a smoked genasi, so sort of somewhat similar in appearance.
I've got elf ears. My mortal lineage is elven.
There's a tabaxi, a massive two-headed ogre, a tiefling, and then just a unicorn man in a plague doctor mask.
A unicorn man in a plague doctor mask. God. Well, alrighty.
Wilhelm Unschlag. In front of you, a massive sort of plate appears. Like the plate's maybe 4 feet in diameter.
Oh, God.
And as you blink, a massive roasted corpse just appears on the plate. And it appears like maybe it was once a creature, but it's been cut up into pieces so you can't actually make out what the creature may have been.
That's what I'm talking about. And
I'm gonna hope for a live rabbit, and then when it shows up, I'm just gonna break its neck and eat it.
Sure, yes. Stormpeasant sees you get a live rabbit and you break its neck and start chewing into it.
My word.
But yeah, Wilhelm, what were you gonna say?
You see Wilhelm pull out a bunch of berries and just eats one while Schlag is digging in.
Schlag, you recognize the taste to be halfling.
Yeah.
This is the best place ever.
The little tear cut from his eyes, like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
And Armenos, what food would conjure for you, do you think?
A small plate of just different meats.
Sure.
Armenos comes from a family who doesn't really chow down as per se. They were on the lower end, so he takes smaller bites and he just really looking shaken up at the whole experience and just kind of like staring down at his plate and taking small little bites of food, shaking slightly.
Cool.
And you probably got like the least worst plane out of all of us.
Yeah, well, Limbo's pretty bad.
Yeah, he was attacked by a slod just now.
Yeah, Limbo has slod. They're
He was 3
bad.
seconds in there.
Fingers crossed he wasn't infested.
Let's roll a d20.
Yeah.
He might be infested. No, he's not.
Yeah.
You do not want to get infested by a slod. That's just
It is.
just throwing that out there. Especially at second level.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So you're all Sonic the Hedgehog runs by. So you're all sort of sitting there eating your dinner, and a couple hours pass. You all like introduce yourselves and talk amongst each other, and you watch as Wilhelm Schlag eats this strangely humanoid-looking corpse off a plate.
Xudril's fine with it.
Cool. And eventually, you're all led to your separate dormitories and houses in the building. Halcyon, you're led to your plane was Carcer. I gotta remember what your planes were. I have a list. I will pull that up.
And I'm just eating like a very proper plate of like very light pasta.
Cool.
Just
It has like just tomatoes in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Like pesto.
yeah, sure. Actually, we're gonna go in order for this. Vale, you're eventually brought to your house in the school, and the room is. It's almost like the room's been modeled after a chunk of the abyss.
Mm.
There's spires of red rock everywhere, and the beds appear to be also like placed, like built within. They're like 4-poster beds, but the 4 like poles that make the 4-poster beds are made of like these like red stone spires. But the beds are very ornate and elegant, and there's people milling about, and you see that beautiful half-elven woman with the sickle on her back, and she approaches you and says, "Well, hello.
Hello?
My name is My name is My name
Been in the abyss too long.
My name's I've been in abyss too long. My name is Winter.
Hello, Winter. My name is Vale. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am your Planacia.
Okay.
So Planar Seer, as mentioned, they're the ones that basically corral your house and control everyone in the house, kind of thing. They basically give you tasks to do in the house.
They're
Make
like curtsies.
Make sure you don't murder each other, kind of thing. You know,
McGonagall.
basically, you know, the head of houses from Harry Potter. That's what she is, and she's got this massive like great.
Prefects.
Yeah, she's got like this massive like. She's got like this like massive great scythe strapped to her back. And she goes, "May I ask what your speciality is? Your class, so to speak."
If we were to quantify this in some sort of a rule book fashion.
If say a Tarask attacks the school, what would you contribute?
Well, I consider myself a fledgling wizard for now. I specialize in conjuration magic,
Ah,
and I produce like a little bauble with my minor conjuration,
She
like
looks-
just like a little glass bead.
She looks down at the glass bead. Ah, that will most definitely work very well against a Tarask, and she walks away.
Well, I am not going to just fire off magic inside of a building that is not proper.
And this hulking like Goliath walks towards you. One of his arms has been like sliced off and has been replaced by just a long like metal blade. And he's like, "Hello!"
Hello?
And he just walks away.
Farewell.
And you see that you have your own little sort of like bedroom area. And as you walk in, again, the same 4-poster bed with just the red spires of the abyss. And as you look up the ceiling, appears to be like a recreation of the sky in the abyss. So just a huge like red sun.
So pleasant dreams when I sleep here.
So eventually you probably get yourself situated and
Get used to the nightmares.
yeah. And you probably
I am going to be assaulted by a night hag in my dreams. It's okay.
so yeah, you eventually, you know, set up your space and Wilhelm.
Yeah?
You're eventually led to your house and they have to take the door off the wall, off its hinges to let you through because you're pretty big. So you like squeeze through the door frame and everyone's just like, "Oh my god, you're so big."
The beasts decline. Yeah, you are really small.
And
I have a really quick question.
hey, what's up?
Who's next to the school? Wilhelm or Schlag? Because I feel like they bring two different things to the table here.
Wilhelm is probably brains. Schlag is probably, "I'm gonna kill everything." Kind of deal. So yeah, you get led into this place, and it sort of feels like you're in like a sauna almost. there's like haze drifting around, like from the heat. The floor appears to just radiate warmth, so you don't need to walk around in slippers or anything. Your bare feet. You're constantly be toasty in here. And you see this albino tiefling standing there, arms crossed, wearing this like obsidian spiked armor with veins of like fire flowing through it. And he looks at you and goes, Wilhelm.
Hello.
Charming. My name is Taroka. I am your planar seer for this house.
Hello. What can we do for you?
I'm just introducing myself and sending you to your room where you can situate your things.
Yeah.
So you find yourself again in your room. Again, this room has been like customly built for you, almost. And the door is kind of like a Hobbit door from Hobbiton, circular but big enough to fit your size through the door. Yes. You can fit into it, and there is a massive bed. The bed's maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. And it takes up. This room's just huge. It's built for one of your kind, this Viger. And your bathtub that's nestled in the floor is also basically the size of a small swimming pool.
The schlag is nice. Oh, I suppose so.
Yeah, and the ceiling, and the ceiling of, and the ceiling of your room is also sort of like an animated sky of the fountains of creation, the plane of magma.
Oh, wow.
And you sort of have like this weird, like, you notice like all the light fixtures are basically fantasy lava lamps.
It's delightful.
Schlag is that nice? It looks wasteful to me. What does it do? I believe it's just the lights.
And there's also a big stone table in the one corner with a very large meat cleaver. And basically in that corner of the room there's a cabinet, and if you open the cabinet you see a bunch of hanging like curing meats.
Oh yeah. Yes, right.
And it says, once this stock has run out, more will appear.
Yeah. Jackpot.
And then for Wilhelm, there's a large, ornate bookcase in the one corner of the room.
Yes, this is amazing. Let's get to back. I'll go and like just pick a book at random.
Alright, cool. This book is How to Prepare Wild Game.
Oh. I believe we already know this, but maybe there will be different animals that we do not know.
But as you like skim through the bookcase, you also see a book that says Denizens of the Plane of Magma.
Oh. Sure. That might be a bit more useful.
And yeah, you start reading through it. Eventually, we get to one of the more fun dormitories of the academy. We get to the House of Carcerai. And Halcyon, you step through into this room that is just also built to look like red hunks of rock. But the difference about this room is all the windows are red iron bars. Like, it's made to look like the red prison of Carcerai.
Okay.
So each of the bedrooms sort of look like jail cells. Like, the doors are made to look like giant red doors with bars, made to look like you're entering a cell, but when you open the door, it's a very nice room. And I forgot if I actually included the introduction of your yeah, cool. So you like sort of enter this, you see everything, and you see you sitting on a very lush red chair in front of a fireplace is that dragonborn with no arms, and he's just looking at it, and he's stoking the fire with his own like fire breath, like.
All right. Without a doubt, Halcyon is going to approach this man out of not only personal curiosity but medical curiosity. And like, sir, your arms—they're just completely missing. How exactly did that one happen?
You ever fight a well, we had one mission we got sent on a couple weeks ago. We had to go track down a Demogorgon, and it didn't go so well, and it bit my arms off. Joke's on it, though. I can kill shit with my feet. I don't need arms to kill the fuck out of people.
All right.
By the way,
Wow.
my name's Taurus. I'm your planar seer.
And a charming one at that. And I'm Halcyon Daze, since apparently nobody's asked that up to this point.
Yeah, you're one of the Shada'var, aren't you?
Yeah, the few that walk around.
That's pretty cool.
Even now. Yeah.
Did you know you're the only one of your kind at this school?
I figured I didn't see anybody quite as fabulous as I am. So
Nah.
there wasn't any others.
I'm pretty fabulous, but yeah. So I'll be taking care of you here, feeding you, getting you drink, books, whatever you need. I'm basically the go-to guy.
Great.
And just
might need some plant life to accompany the gel cell that I've been given.
oh, don't worry. Each room for your students is basically catered to your liking.
Okay, great.
Yeah, don't worry. My room's full of like target dummies, practice dummies, things to kick. Cause you know us monks, we gotta train hard. So yeah, he's a monk that kicks things to death, just like someone else's monk. In a different campaign.
He's like, oh, all right. I guess I'll be taking my leave then and checking out the rest of the dorm, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. I gotta keep this fire going. And the room is already sweltering hot because this is Carcerai, but he's still stoking a fire. And yeah, you basically at this point, I'd say you.
Right cold.
Not the layer that not the layer the room's like inspired off of.
Got it. Okay.
But you enter your room and you see it's decked out to your preference. There's potted plants everywhere, flowers.
There's probably gems adorning the wall.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's an adorning room. Your bed is adorned in very large, like thick gems. And there, you see this other door, and you open it, and it's a huge, like, walk-in closet, and it's just full of different, like, ornate and elegant, very expensive and regal clothes for you.
It's so beautiful.
And there's a large, and then in the back of the room, there's, like, another doorway, and if you open that door, there's a large set of mirrors that 360 degrees. So you can rotate and step inside and get, like, a 360-degree look at yourself in the mirror.
He steps in, and he's like, everywhere I look, it's beautiful.
It's basically a hall of vanity.
I mean, what the?
One of these days, we'll find out how that Dragonborn really lost his arm.
And, no, that's how you lost it. Demogorgon.
I have no doubt that's probably him.
The room smells heavily of, like, spices and flowers.
Okay.
It doesn't smell like, it smells like a nice little place to be. And with that, we're going to move on to another student so they can get an idea of what their living situation is like. Storm passing seas.
I'm so scared. I have to hold my breath while I sleep.
Yeah, no. You enter, you find your dormitory very, very deep below the school, and it's sort of like the dungeons, the basement almost.
Of course.
And as you step through the door, you see the room is just all black. It's devoid of color. There's black carpets, black walls made of obsidian. Everything is black. All the furniture is black. So basically, people like if they're not used to being in here, they stumble into stuff a lot. And on the
vision for the win.
And on the ceiling is a large like chandelier, but the chandelier emits like a deep purple light all throughout the room. So there is a bit of like purple light cascading everywhere. And you see the four halflings that you met in the courtyard sitting around a table playing dragon chess. And they look up at you and they go, "Oh, you must be Storm, passing seas. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the negative energy plane."
Super cheerful seer, of course. Super dreary.
So, word of advice, we're the students. We've been here for a couple of years. We have a low high turnover in terms of students. And we currently don't have a planar seer.
You don't say.
He died, I think, last night. So we're getting a replacement soon. Yeah, he got killed by like this weird vampire floating in there, and it basically, yeah. So on the bright side, if you're undead, you're fine in there. You don't need to breathe.
I'll work on that.
But yeah, he basically suffocated and got killed by a vampire.
Fantastic.
Your room's over there, and they gesture towards this door that's all black, and even the door handle's black. So you struggle to find the door handle for a little bit, and then eventually like push open the door, and it's decorated to your liking, whatever it would be.
I'm fine with the all black. I'm just gonna curl up under the bed on the carpet and cry.
Okay, this is the worst. Yeah, so in total, every other like house in the school probably has like a good 50 or so students, or so. Yours has about, including you, about 7.
Fantastic. We're all gonna die.
I love it because the best part about this is he has dark vision, but dark vision is in black and white, and it's all black. So
Yeah.
what is he supposed to see?
Yeah. With that, Armenos, you eventually find your room. Your room is in the tallest tower of the school, and it's adorned, like the door is adorned in like weird like lights and like almost galaxy-esque paintings on the door. And as you open, you see there is no gravity in this room. Just like the plane of limbo, there is really no gravity unless you're on a solid surface. So as you're on the floor, you're fine. But you notice like the tables are floating, desks are floating, and you notice like sitting in chairs are some of your fellow students, and as you're sitting in the chairs, they're floating through the air in these chairs, and they're reading, and one of them looks down at you and goes, "Ah, you must be Armenos. Hi, I'm Steve."
Great name.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
"I'm good." And he just goes back to reading his book, and you see this Minotaur walk over to you, and he's decked out in like gold plate armor with like rotating cogs in his armor. They're like grinding like gunk 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 gunk. And on his back he has a huge like two-handed greatsword also adorned with spinning cogs like gunk 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 gunk. And he's a really shaggy looking yak like almost Minotaur, and he's like, "Hey."
Oh, my word. You're quite the fellow, aren't you?
Thanks, man.
Yes. My name is
Yeah.
Armenos.
Yeah, I know. I'm your I'm your planar seer there, guy. I'm wait, what's my name? Oh yeah, hey, I'm I'm Toril.
Okay. Are you high, my friend?
Man,
I know.
aren't we all, man?
Um,
I'm just high on life, man.
Life. This guy's perfect for limbo.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the plane. Welcome to the House of Limbo, my man. And he gestures over to this one other figure sitting by a fireplace. He's not floating. Thanks for the subscription. Oh shit! Yeah, thanks for the subscription. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's cool beans.
His chair is sort of like bolted into the ground so it doesn't move. And he strapped himself to the chair, and you see this. Similar to the figure that lunged at you in Limbo is sitting in the chair reading a book. This is a red sloth, and he's just flipping through a book, and he looks up and goes, "Ha! Welcome!" And goes back to reading. He's like, "Yeah, just ignore him. For some reason, the school accepted a sloth into its midst. He's a cool guy. He won't, like, infect you or anything. He just likes to joke about it from time to time. Yeah, man, I'm Toril. Have a good one. And he walks over to the bar and starts, like, pouring himself a drink.
I think your character has a high probability of being pregnant, like fatally pregnant at the end of this game.
And with that,
Probably.
Armanos, you find your room, and it's because of the way you were raised. It's actually decorated probably the same as your room at home, just because it's something you're used to. They wanted you to feel comfortable, so it's very similar to your room at home.
So basically, just kind of like rustic, with some Arcanian design and stuff on the walls, alkalite books,
Yeah.
things of that nature.
And you notice there's a book on your bed, and it says "Controlling Your Surges: A Guide to Wild Magic."
That's
Oh,
fun.
how wonderful!
And with that,
Oh yeah, we're all spellcasters, aren't we?
basically almost. And with this, Xudril, you're led to your dormitory, and it's almost like a ballroom in terms of its size, but the floor is just coated in thick layers of ash, and it gets everywhere, and people walk around. Hence why your fellow housemates look like they're covered in soot and ash. And there is a large chandelier again, but the chandelier is basically made of what appears to be solidified, like petrified ash. And most of the decorations in this room appear to be like petrified dead trees. And most of the furniture, it's pretty cool. And most of the furniture is just coated in thick layers of ash. And so people get up and there's just like when they sit down, just a cloud of ash goes.
This is going to be a problem.
And you hear somebody go, oh, God damn it. Keep sneezing in this fucking shithole.
And what have I done to merit such a punishment?
And it constantly smells like sulfur in here.
Yay! The hits keep coming!
And you see a little gnome walk towards you, wearing a flowing like fur coat, fur cloak. He's got a helmet on, like some of like a Viking helmet with the two like horns.
Yes.
And he's got a long like red beard that he ties around his waist like a belt. And he goes, "Well, howdy."
Yes, hello.
My name be Ezekiel.
I'm Xudril.
I'm your planar seer.
A pleasure to meet you.
Indubitably, and he sneezes. Doesn't cover his mouth. He just goes.
I've never been so glad to not be at eye level in my entire life.
And a bunch of like soot just goes.
She dusts off her knees.
Yeah, so welcome to the Great Conflagration, I guess.
And is there anything I should know in particular about the Great Conflagration?
Get ready to sneeze a lot when you're out here in the common room.
Okay, anything practical?
Nope, not right now.
Terrific.
You'll be given more information when you complete your initiation contract.
So, which way to my pile of ash?
He gestures towards a door that has a large obsidian spider as like a door knocker.
Well, at least I got something right. She pushes the door open.
And it's heavily themed off the Underdark.
Weird.
But also, there's a little bit of ash trailing under the door, so there's like just a spattering of ash under the door. So there's a thin layer of it on the floor, but not much. The bed looks like it's been modeled after a large black spider. The sheets are velvet, and they almost look like they're spider web in design.
She looks around and she notes all the little touches. The purple glowing fungus in the corner over the writing desk. The lichen on the wall that just adds a little bit of ambient glow to mimic the phasris. And she says, well, it's no too fresh, but it'll do.
And standing in the northeastern corner of your room is a statue, and the statue is of your patron, Lolth.
Patron goddess?
Yep.
And I thought I was funny. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
I love law.
Do you approach the statue?
Yes, she does, and she immediately prostrates herself and offers a traditional prayer. Like, she missed her morning prayer. Like, Narbendellan came and went, and she's like, I better fix this. So she immediately starts praying to her goddess /
the mouth of the statue opens, and it says, and it sounds like the voice of Ezekiel. Thanks for praying. And out pops a piece of candy.
Oh no.
Delightful.
And then there's a knock on your door. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, she hasn't gotten up yet.
Sorry for the prank. Let me just dispel that for you.
Yeah, please do.
He comes in, waves his hand, and dispels whatever spells he casts on the statue, and returns back to an actual, just inanimate statue of Lolth, and he leaves.
And she turns, and with as much restraint as she can manage, because this is sacrilege. Her religious freedoms are being infringed upon, and she chucks the candy at the back of his head. And take your damn sweet with you.
The sweet, as it hits the ground, sprouts legs and scurries away like a spider.
Sacrifice him to Lolth.
Oh, he will be the first.
The first of many.
And as you're all sorted into your rooms, you all find yourselves gathered once again in the dining hall. But the dining hall has been, set it up. All the tables have been taken away. All of the food has been taken away. You all find yourselves still sitting at the same tables you were at before. And there's a large piece of parchment on the table that says squad name blank, and it has all of your names on it. So Halcyon, Daze, Vale, Xudril, Wilhelm, Unschlag, Storm Passing Seas, and Armanos. And you're all gathered around the table, and maybe you're talking about your night's sleep, how that was, because it's the next day.
I didn't say that Vale.
Oh no, it's the evening, because you need your names in by the evening, so it's the evening. It's like later in the evening now.
I want to say that Vale's room is like basically barren. It's very sparsely decorated. They're just bookshelves with like all the books she's collected.
All right,
That's all there
cool.
is.
Sounds like fun.
So you're all sort of...
nominate
Oh, what's up?
a group name to be the Band of Boobs.
Well,
It's not like the breast kind. Like,
Absolutely
No.
not.
right.
Absolutely not.
And as you're all sitting there, you see this like very bald, hunched over, tiny little man scurry over. He kind of looks like the dungeon master from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And he scurries over and goes,
No more gnomes. Not
Hello.
today.
he's not a gnome. He's just like really like he's such an ancient human being that he's like withered down into size. And he strokes each of your like heads with his like a really withered hand, and goes.
Hello.
He can't reach Wilhelm. He's like, yeah. So he just like
He
stroke.
just, like,
He strokes like
pats you on the back.
he just strokes Wilhelm's like knee.
Perfect.
He's like,
Do that.
so what's your what's your squad name?
Look over to Xudril.
I had a thought, and it's both fitting to my situation and a pun because of the horse man thing's name. The homesick.
What?
I would like to say I am not homesick at all.
and I don't exactly have what you would call home to return to, so.
Oh, come now. Your name
Let
is
us-
Halcyon Daze.
But if we wanted to go for a pun, we could. And she like starts giggling to herself a little bit, like trying to maintain her demeanor. She goes, "What about the shade Ivar. And she just kind of giggles.
The hunter old man's like, "What? I can't hear you."
Oh, it's officialized. We're naming this the Shada'var.
No,
No.
it was
Yeah.
supposed to be a pun. It was supposed to be fun. Like she's trying to explain.
Well, you see,
It was supposed to be funny.
Skull cracking pissards.
I like that one.
No.
How about we are in hell?
I think only you are in hell. Are you okay, by the way? You seem
Yeah.
a little.
Perhaps maybe just for our friend over here, dejected.
That'll work. I'm on board with that. That's 2 votes.
Okay, so
That one too.
he's like, "Oh, 3 votes for the dejected." He looks over at Wilhelm. Yours was piss ants and what?
Skull cracking pissards.
All right, and what does your learned head think?
Yes.
This is all quite below me, literally. But if I had to sickle something our way, the plane of nopes.
Okay, so it looks like. All right, he looks at the Drow and he's like, "What are you voting for?"
I could not care less. Call yourselves.
He writes down. "I could not care less." Okay, so that's 1 vote for "I could not care less," 1 vote for skull cracking piss ants, 3 for.
The plane of Ashlocks.
I think I wrote down the wrong thing. I wrote down the dirty diapers.
Dejected.
The dejected. Thank you. 3 votes for the dejected. So it looks like just from popular votes, it's gonna be the dejected. So thanks. And he wanders off.
Is there a library I can go find?
Yeah, there's a library, but how much time we got left?
Library.
We got some time. Cool.
We have a library in our group.
And
So like Vale kind of coughs at her shoulder, and anybody who has like a high passive perception,
I've got a 17.
then you'll probably be able to hear her just say, "2 heads are not better than 1," and then just like cough and correct herself.
so as you're all sitting there, and your team name has now been decided, I need to write this out as a note because I'm gonna forget it. It was
I
the.
love that we went with the dejected.
I really. It would have been so good if like. Oh man, it was something awful like skull cracking piss ants because that was pretty good.
Never allowed that to happen.
So team, it's the
Halcyon
dejected.
has a little bit more class than that.
Team name, the dejected.
Only one of us is actually dejected right now.
Just
I-
We'll get there though. It'll happen.
It's a little bit funny that Xudril and I kind of had this switcheroo.
I can understand now why you are not.
So as you're all sort of sitting here and your team, you watch as all of the like list of team names are taken to this goblet of fire in the middle of the dining room, and they throw all the team names in there. And all the team names.
Brazier of flame.
Chalice of
Chalice.
of burning.
Actually, I actually had a name for it. What was the name I had for this thing? It was on here somewhere. No, there's a name for it. It was really dumb.
Knowing you, I can't wait to hear what it is.
basin of.
Basin of Farts, I think is what I had.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah. I did not write it down. That sucks. It's the fountain of contracts. Oh wait, I think I did have it. I think I actually did have it written down. Hold on. Yeah, I had it written down somewhere. I just wrote a lot for this one.
It is so funny that somebody whose goddess resides in the abyss and somebody whose home plane is the plane of smoke just went boop.
Which reminds me,
Past each other in the hall. Oh hi.
Yeah.
Ironically, you had mentioned Halcyon's name meaning what it is. Yes, his name is painfully ironic, especially for him.
It's funny because I heard it. I'm like, Halcyon Daze. I know what that means.
Anyways, as you're all sitting here at the table, the old man sort of wanders over again, and he hands you a piece of paper. This paper is lavender in color, and it has all your names on it, and it says, this is your initiation contract. Should this contract be completed, you will officially become students of the Academy of Doors. Should you fail or die on this contract, your body will remain in the plane you've been sent to forever.
Joy.
Oh, well, I certainly do not want that to happen.
And it says once you sign your name, you will find yourselves pulled into the plane that this contract takes place in. And all it says is...
Slog has already signed it.
Fantastic! You disappear. And
A Schlog's head just gone. That
all it says is, head deep into this plane and find out where a bunch of missing children have been vanishing from the prime material and being taken to. That's all it says. Missing children. It doesn't say the plane. That's all the information you're given.
Well, this seems like it could possibly be very simple.
Halcyon, you signed it?
Huh? I guess so.
Oh, cool. You signed. I guess you vanished with a pop.
I guess I will follow, and I sign as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
You vanish.
I go ahead and sign in very spidery handwriting.
Cool. You're gone.
Oh, what the hell?
Get it, cause lol.
Yeah.
Just scribbles his name down.
So, Storm Passing Seas, did you sign it? Because right now you're by yourself.
I think I signed right after Schlog did.
Okay, cool. So
Okay.
you all pop out of existence, and you're standing now
Well done.
in a clearing of a forest, and there are fairy circles in the field, waist-high flowers and everything. And you're standing in a very green forest with very green overtones in the air. You, as planar travelers, probably would have done research into the various planes of existence before coming here. This is the Feywild.
Burn it down.
The plane of the plane of the Fey. And the contract is currently appears in the air and floats down to the ground. Who would like to hold on to the contract? Because the contract is your way out of here.
I've already grabbed it.
Cool. Halcyon,
I'm like 4'11", so I tried to, and I'm like...
Oh, 4'11". Yeah, you don't get it. Halcyon's just like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, Halcyon is like 7'2".
I'm an elf, mortal-wise, so I'm
Cool.
already short, and I'm short for an elf.
So, as you guys appear in this sort of field, you see a trail of blinking lights leading down this trail into the woods. And the contract fills out a little more, and it says, find the cabin.
Find the cabin. Which one of you happen to be a pretty decent scout? Glances at the cabin.
Oh, pick me.
So you know, Wilhelm and both Wilhelm and Schlag and Storm Passing Seas would be good scouts.
We are quite good.
Well, if
Well,
it
send
would
the big guy then.
I can't wait to eat some of this fey meat.
well,
Faney.
it would make sense if children were going missing here, considering the way the Fae work. Oh, you know.
But they're tasty.
So,
How bright is it currently?
it's pretty bright. There's
I'm putting my goggles on.
Cool. There's like fairy lights blinking in the air, like just dancing fairy lights, like bloop 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 bloop, and there's like big toadstools everywhere.
So it's bright enough that I would have that penalty then.
I would say there's no sunlight in the Feywild, is there?
Yeah, it's like perpetual dawn, basically.
Yes, yeah, you would have sunlight sensitivity then, as a drow.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
Fantastic.
It's any like well lit area.
So
As long as it can be considered daylight, I think.
okay. I guess Wilhelm Schlag is gonna be the scout. So I need marching order. So when I say your name, just tell me what order you're marching in. Wilhelm Schlag is numero uno. Who would be behind Wilhelm Schlag?
Du hast mein Schwert.
If nobody else, I guess since I'm the second tankiest, I think.
Halcyon Daze, playing my homebrewed cleric subclass as well. Thank you for being my guinea pig. Once again, who's behind the big unicorn man?
I guess I'll be behind the big unicorn man.
Yeah. Who's behind Vale?
I'll be behind Vale.
Xudril.
Oh, thank God I am not sandwiched between idiots.
Fantastic. Everybody hears it. Who's standing behind
Yes.
Xudril?
High intelligence.
Behind Xudril.
Armanos. Cool.
No, but you don't eat halfling, which is her main point.
So I guess in the back is Storm Passing Seas.
Yeah, I'm taking up the back with the longbow.
Fantastic. So yeah, you guys see this path leading into the forest, and almost like breadcrumbs are on the trail, glowing light, sort of like the what were those stones called in Dark Souls? They're like blinking like those stones, like bloop, bloop, bloop,
Oh
bloop.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I remember.
leading deeper into the woods.
It feels as though someone's holding our hand.
All right, let's go.
Just to, this is actually Halcyon speaking. It's like, just anybody who hasn't looked into this, don't trust anything you see. They are rather assholes. Much like the Drow. Glances at the Drow.
Wilhelm would like to have a look around.
Cool.
See if there are any alternate pathways.
Nope, just one single pathway, and the rest is just
Okay.
deep, dark, like not dark, but like dense Feywild forest.
Bells,
Would I
this
have-
is easy.
Would I have done enough research to know the dangers of actually like wading through plants in the wilds?
Give me a history check then.
All right.
Schlag is
First
swinging
roll of
back
the campaign
passes
with my
equal.
black dice.
And yeah, everybody can use physical dice if you want to.
Ooh. I rolled a 19 plus 6, so 25.
You've definitely researched the dangers of the Feywild and some of the plants that you could probably walk into. And just for homebrew reasons, because I like homebrew, you might have heard of mushrooms that can swallow people whole in the Feywild.
Be very careful as you walk around as well. The plants can have a habit of taking people, and apparently there are mushrooms that can swallow people whole.
You would also know that there is a
I'd
sentient...
like to see it eat me.
You would also know there's a sentient race of mushroom people that live here called the Fungian.
You don't say.
And some creatures named the Fungian live here, and they are made of like mushrooms.
They sound delicious.
Shout out to the player race that Muse played in another campaign.
Hey,
Portobellum. Best character I've ever played.
But yeah,
Really. It's good.
2 foot tall mushroom. Yeah. So you all like start wading through this trail. It's waist high, but you don't really sense any discerning effects currently.
Storm? I kind of like look towards the back.
Yeah,
Are you all right?
this is better than where I'm gonna be going. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully you don't have to be there often. One can hope.
I mean, on the bright side, you guys all have like house masters. I've got 6 people to keep me company, so they're all halflings. I
and
hate halflings.
in addition to another 5, since we are your teammates, so I mean that's like 11 people.
Yeah. Hey, Wilhelm, if you want to eat the rest of the people in my house, just let me know. I'll open the door for you.
Oh, really? Oh, good boy.
I would like to ask Xudril though, how the sunlight's doing on you.
It's grating.
Oh well, give me a second. I'll dig through my pack, and I have like this old tattered cloak. I'll like toss it to you, and you can cover yourself up with it if you want.
And she does, and she's kind of, draping it over her eyes and stuff, and but making sure that it's like far enough over on one side so she can reach into her component pouch and, do whatever.
Almost as if on impulse, Vale immediately casts prestidigitation on the cloak just to clean it.
It's not dirty. It's just been through a lot.
Just to make sure.
Wilhelm,
Man who really knows where his tower is.
God,
Wilhelm, as you're in the lead, as you're walking, you notice that the path branches out into another clearing, and in this clearing, you see a cabin. Strangely enough, though, the cabin isn't made of what you would expect a cabin to be made out of. This cabin is made out of what appears to be candy and gingerbread in the middle of a clearing.
That's not my taste. Hey, everyone.
The trees are full of like gumdrops and sweets.
There's a house.
And there's like pink smoke billowing out of the chimney.
If we
Not
run
my
into,
kind of food.
if we run into my planar seer here, I am going to lose it.
What did the contract say?
We had to find a cabin.
It did say that there were missing children, so I think that was all it said.
Yeah.
Hey, Wilhelm.
Yeah.
If we run into my planar seer, we're all gonna lose it.
I thought you said. Oh, I did.
It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'd be
He'd be a vampire from the plane of death. It would not be fun.
I mean, us.
Be the equivalent to a Lovecraftian horror. Yes.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes,
Be
ma'am.
like a Stephen King film.
You have been quiet back there. Are you doing well?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I'm just taking in my surroundings, making sure that I'm not gonna.
It is quite an odd place.
So fun fact. Fun fact for homebrew rules, because of the wild magic surges, instead of it being on natural ones, I rule that wild magic surges happen every time you cast a non-cantrip spell.
Dang.
Just throwing that out there, because it's more fun that way.
So
Yeah,
many potted
actually.
plants.
He
It honestly
never
makes
passed-
Wild Sorcerer more interesting.
He never.
That's why I am in the back, because I knew he was gonna do this.
That's why I do that ruling, because otherwise I find wild magic sorcerers don't really have much to them.
Not until later levels.
Anyways, the cabin. What do you guys want to do?
I say we rush it and tear it the fuck down.
I would also say that it would probably not be a good idea to eat anything within this house.
It all looks gross anyway. Yeah, it doesn't.
It looks sticky, like it'll get caught in my fur, so I don't even want to touch it.
Are there
Mine too, come to think of it.
are there windows?
Oh, there's windows. You look in the windows and you see what it looks like inside of like a grandma's kitchen almost, like a grandma's house. Through the windows.
It looks like a
Halcyon.
normal surfacer cottage. I don't know why we're here.
What's up, Halcyon? What are you doing?
Halcyon's gonna kind of make sure his gloves are all nice and neat. He's gonna pull out a couple like tubes and vials and like sample some of the candies into it. It's like,
Sure.
this is nice to eat.
You guys start to
Like,
see
bag.
Wilhelm and Schlag. You see the Schlag side is just like dragging the Wilhelm side towards the cabin. We should decide what we want to do.
As you get Wilhelm, as you get about 20 feet away from the door, it swings open. You see a grandma step out. She's wearing like a shawl. Looks like a typical like grandma. She's got a tray of cookies and she's like, "Oh, hello."
Oh, you're all meat.
She's like, she throws a tray and all the cookies go scattering on the ground.
I forgot to describe this. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I also have had a raven on my shoulder this
Cool.
entire time
Cool.
that I just occasionally
Perfect.
pet and like feed.
Fantastic. Yeah. So Wilhelm's like, Schlag's like, "Bleh," and the grandma's like, "Ah." She throws the cookies and they scatter across the ground. And she's like cowering. She's like, "Please."
Actually, I think he has the right idea, and he's angling his palm towards her.
Okay. What's everybody else doing? As like they're about to like menace this old lady.
My
Where's the meat? I mean, children.
my raven with its mimicry goes, right idea.
Whoa.
Drawing an arrow.
All right. I'm gonna need. Oh, this did not go as expected. You watch as the old lady sort of stands still for a moment, almost going rigid, and you watch as she sort of like twists and contorts into a slightly taller figure with purple skin, 2 little horns, long black hair, just disgusting purple skin covered in boils, long black claws on each hand, and a long, like, flowing red robe with a belt of skulls, and her feet are wrapped by bandages, and her feet also have the same sort of claws as her hands. And she stands there and just goes, and that's what she sounds like. No. And she sort of stands there, and she looks at you all. And if anyone wants to, before combat begins, I'll let everyone give me history checks to figure out what this is. So everybody roll a d20 and add your history modifier, please.
Alright.
I got an 11.
Would nature suffice?
Nature will. I would let nature suffice, yes.
I rolled a 14 and I have a +6 for nature and history. So 20.
So I'm using these very special Drow dice.
Cool.
Wilhelm,
I got a
Flat 13.
I'm using these for when one inevitably fucks me over.
Alright, cool.
I
So-
think I need to do that.
Wilhelm got a 17 plus 3.
Cool. Anyone who rolled higher than a 13 knows that this creature... Oh, man. So, before I continue, you guys know that every initiation contract is considered a little difficult for initiates. This is a night hag.
Of course.
That's a lot
Oh.
of difficult.
And everyone, because you pissed off the old lady, and you didn't sort of make an alternate sort of thing, like, let's just yell at this old lady.
It's difficult to have an alternate sort of thing when Schlag is just like, I'm gonna eat the old woman.
Yeah.
So, everybody, I'm gonna need you guys... So to get an idea before we do this, Wilhelm is about 10 feet away from the old woman at this point. The cabin is about 5 feet behind her. You guys are all about 20 feet back and in a clearing. And the clearing is about 60 feet around in diameter. And I need everybody to roll initiative, please. She did not do good. I'll just say that.
Fuck.
Damn it.
It's probably the highest initiative I've rolled in a long time.
So,
9.
okay, so 9. Okay, I'll just, yeah, okay, hold
Upper
on.
ranges.
25 to 20.
I have a 24.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit.
Tabaxi.
I rolled a 19, but I have a +5 to initiative.
Yeah, so 25 to 20. Nobody else? Okay, 15 to 20.
19.
19. Oh god. 15 to 10. Oh no. 10 to 5.
9.
Yep.
I have a 9 as
Alright.
well.
Arminos is a 9 as well?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, 1 to 5.
Mine's a 5, so
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you heard.
Wilhelm, what'd you get for initiative?
5.
Okay, cool. So, you see this basically old woman, this grandma, turn into a night hag. Stormpath succeeds. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I mean, if we're fighting, I guess I'm just going to loose an arrow. I'm in range, so why not?
Sounds good. Do it. Alright.
A 19.
That hits. Roll damage on that. Also, for people who haven't played this before, our natural 20s are criticals. So I don't like the ruling of criticals, how they are, because you could roll a 1 for damage, your damage will only be 2. Criticals, we do max damage of the attack. So say you're using a great axe, it's like 1d12 plus 3. The attack would be 15 to go at the start, and then you roll on top of it. So just so everybody knows.
That's how I run it too.
I think everybody knows about this ruling except for you, James. So.
Well, now I know.
Yep. All right. So yeah, roll that damage on those arrows. That arrow.
11 damage.
Nice. This arrow like sinks into her shoulder, and like black, purple, like Icarus blood spurts out, and she's just like, "I'm gonna eat you next.
I'm going to want that back.
I'm never eaten Tabaxi."
Well, you're not going to start today.
And anything else?
I guess just with movement, I'm just gonna fall back a little bit. I have 150 feet of range, so
Cool.
I'm just gonna put as much distance between me and others as I can.
All right, so you're gonna like, yeah, okay, cool. You like get behind everybody and like.
Originally, I was gonna climb a tree, but we're in the Feywild, so I'm not gonna climb a tree.
Cool.
Yeah, Vale has specifically told you no.
All right,
Do not do that.
Halcyon Daze. It's your turn, buddy.
All right. So he's gonna get relatively close. Like he doesn't want to get in the way of the big 10-foot guy.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna like stand off to the side, probably about a good 30 feet.
Yep.
In an angle that a ways.
Yeah, sure.
And without any sort of hesitation,
Yeah.
Ray of Sickness right off the bat.
Ray of Sickness. Coo.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this as. Oh wait, never mind. That's my domain spell thing. Shaboom. Okay, that's a 17 hit.
Yes, it does.
Right on.
Is there a saving throw for Ray of Sickness?
It is a ranged attack, so
No,
the
cool.
initial damage, no, but you do need to make a Constitution save for the poison stats.
She got 15.
Yeah, that beats it.
She still takes damage though.
Yeah. So me 8 plus 5 is 13.
13.
Poison damage.
Cool. Yeah, this like ray of just nasty like green smoke just like slams into her and she coughs like.
Yeah, you literally hear him yell, "Talona, grant me your bane," and smacks her right in the chest with it.
Cool. Anything else? You gonna move?
Let's see. Do I have any bonus action things? Nah, I'm fine where I am because I just used my 30 feet of movement to put myself at a good distance.
Okay. So she using innate spellcasting.
Should have just guiding bolt.
She is gonna swirl her hand. And she's gonna throw a magic missile at Halcyon, and she's gonna cast it. Yeah, she's gonna just do. Yeah. So let's go. 3 darts.
I was gonna say, I thought I had shield, but shield of faith. There's a big difference.
So I'm gonna roll my 3d20 just for all 3 darts.
Alright.
Oh fuck, that's not great. So, the first dart to hit is 11 to hit.
You don't.
Oh no, all of the darts.
Magic
no matter
missiles
what.
automatically hit.
Oh wait, they all automatically hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic missiles. Oh, I thought it was they automatically.
That's why
to hit.
that's why their damage is so low, and you can target.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah, otherwise, that was not going to very close to my AC.
Halcyon, from the first magical dart, you take 5 force damage.
Okay.
I just threw my dice in the air. You take another 5 from the second dart. And the third dart, you take 4. So 5, so 10, 14 damage total as these 3 darts just go.
I am not looking good.
And innate spellcasting, would that count as an action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It still count. It just means that spellcasting is innate to the creature.
Yeah,
they don't have
just-
to be like a wizard.
Take a
Just-
spell slot to
Just
use.
making sure, because I didn't want her to do another action. Cool. And then she's gonna and sort of step backwards into her cabin and hide inside the cabin. And with that, it's Vale's turn.
If I go around like at an angle, would I be able to see her?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
And the cabin is 20 feet away from you.
Then I'm going to step away from the rest of the party,
Mhm.
and I am going to cast fog cloud on myself.
Sounds good. What's that do? So I can track it in my
It's just a
notes.
fog cloud, what it does is it makes the area heavily obscured.
Mhm.
And I think that means that they roll at disadvantage because they can't see me.
Cool. I'll say
properly.
yeah. Okay. So disadvantage on attacks against you.
But I don't have a problem staying out of it
Cool. So yeah.
because I am a smoke genasi and I can see out of any fog cloud or heavily obscured area.
Alrighty. Anything else then from you?
Nope.
Cool. Armanos, it's your turn, buddy. You watched as this hag like peppered Halcyon with darts and then disappeared back into her cabin and hid somewhere in the cabin.
So yeah, I'm probably like
Yeah.
20 to 30 feet away from the party. Probably use my full movement just to make sure that they weren't in the fog cloud.
Sure. So yeah, Armanos, it's your turn.
Armanos is just gonna kind of look around, and he's not gonna get too close to the cabin, but he's gonna try to get to close enough to the front door, maybe about 10 feet away, so that way he can kind of just like look around inside the cabin.
I hit Alt A and it didn't mute.
Alright. So you get to the doorway and you look in.
And I'm kind of just looking around, trying to see if I can see her anywhere. And I'll pull back out just a little bit, and yeah, I'm not going in that front door.
Alright.
Just trying to look like. Anyone want to go in there and look?
Give me a perception check though as you look in the door.
Let's see.
A 3?
13.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
You don't see her. Alright, and as you pull your head out and you sort of... Are you still standing by the door? Because it would have been your full movement speed. Well, almost your full movement speed to get to the door. It was 20 feet of movement to get to the door. So you have 10 more speed. You have 10 more feet.
Yeah, I'm going to use that 10 feet to just kind of back up
Cool.
away from the door. And just, like I said, just look around and be like, anyone want to go in?
Fantastic. Xudril, it's your turn.
Terrific. Xudril takes that opportunity and stalks towards the door with an expression of "Fine, I'll do it." And as a bonus action, I shift into a large spider.
Cool.
So I'm now a giant spider. Fantastic. And I'm going to look around real quick to see if I can see what's going on, why he's all upset. I got a 19 on the die, plus 3, 22.
You don't see her in this floor of the cabin.
Cool. And then for my action, would I be able to do an athletics check to try to hop up onto the roof, or like, should I just try to climb up onto the...
I'd say you'd have to just use your climbing speed to do it.
Okay, and my current climbing speed is normal foot, so it's going to be a double move action.
Cool. Yep, you up onto the roof.
Yep, so I'm just chilling on the ceiling.
Oh, you're on the ceiling of inside the cabin?
I'm inside the cabin.
Yeah, you're like hanging on the ceiling, a giant spider on the ceiling. Cool!
Yep.
And here we go. Wilhelm und Schlag. It's your turn. You're like 10 feet away from the door. Your massive form just...
What does Wilhelm see about the house? Does it look brittle? Like peanut brittle?
It does, but it looks like a grandma lives in here. And give me a perception check as you're like looking through the door. Anybody who rolled about this DC, I'll explain right now what you saw, but yeah, give me a roll.
Schlag goes to point at something and hits Wilhelm in the eye.
Alright, so Xudril, when you looked in, because of this, you saw child-sized bones scattered all across the floor. And actually, Armanos would have seen this too. Anybody who looked in would have seen the bones. So Wilhelm and Schlag kind of see the bones too.
Would I have seen them before with my dark vision, or? Or is it like, did they come from the walls?
No, they're just like the
Okay.
bones are just laying on the
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
So you would have seen them, yeah.
Slug? I think we should slug him. Oh, yeah. And they're just going to start attacking the house. To bring
Okay.
it down.
Give me an attack roll again. Are you attacking like the outer walls?
Yeah.
Support
like he
beams.
was looking at it as like,
All right.
where would we hit to probably take this whole place
Did
down?
I give this Viger Siege monster Siege the trait? I can't remember if I did or not.
I don't remember reading that, but I'll double check.
Okay, because I'm gonna say because I think Minotaur players have Siege. They might have gotten rid of it.
No.
All right. Yeah, I'd say because of your sheer size, attack the wall with advantage. I guess.
19?
Yeah, with advantage, you could get a natural 20.
Oh, right. Nope. 19?
Yeah. So
The short sword?
yeah, your short sword just slams into the wall, and a big chunk of like the gingerbread wall just snaps off. Like,
You want me to roll damage, or?
yeah, roll damage.
Okay. 8.
So yeah, big hunk. You did take a chunk out of the wall with your short sword, and it like scatters on the ground.
Alright, now you slug. Yeah. And he takes his axe to it as well.
Okay.
That's a 17 plus 7.
Yeah, you hit with your axe, just.
24. And that is 11 damage.
You take it.
10 damage, sorry.
You take out a bigger chunk of the house with your axe, just like carving up the door frame. Just.
Darn slug. And they get ready to attack some more.
Basically,
on their turn.
you've made the door frame big enough for you to fit through now.
Oh, he was like hopefully trying to like hit spots of the house that would cause it to collapse.
Yeah, like the door frames are pretty good, like support.
Spider
Oh,
friend.
okay.
Door frames are good to like, support this. If you keep attacking the door frame, you're probably going to collapse something.
All right, good.
Uh,
And he'll kind of step aside to let other people go through.
Cool.
More easy.
Storm, passing seas. It's your turn.
All right. Well, seeing as we're taking the house down, how far away from this house am I? 'Cause I
This-
didn't
you-
focus on last turn.
How much did you back up by?
I just wanted to, give myself a little distance and still be able to hit the hag, but obviously she's gone.
All right, so I'd say you're probably about 40 feet away from the house.
All right, that's fine. I'll use feline agility to double my movement speed so I can do this. And I would like to try and run around like the opposite side of the house.
All right, so you're like going to the back.
Yeah, and then bonus action, simple interaction, however you want to rule it. I'm gonna take my tinderbox and try and light the house on fire back here.
All
And
right.
burn her out.
As you like try to like light the gingerbread, it doesn't light. It's made of gingerbread.
Oh, food burns. Darn.
Now just a match.
Let's see here. What else have I got then? Oh, wait. You know what? I've got a hammer and a crowbar and a sledgehammer. Can I just wail on the house with that, I guess?
Yeah, I'll let you do an action with your sledgehammer if you want.
Sure. I'll just, swing. Oh, that's not going to hit. I failed miserably and rolled a 3, and I have a +7 to hit, I guess, but I feel like it's
10?
probably not going to do it.
Well, it's a house. It's a stationary kind of object, so you hit it with your sledgehammer and.
Sweet.
Doesn't exactly have a dexterity modifier.
I guess, right?
A little crack forms in the gingerbread outer wall. Just.
Taking out the back corner, right at the supports.
All right, I guess that's your turn then, right?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Halcyon, it's your turn.
All right. So nobody's seen anything on the inside yet.
Just
Except for the bones littered across.
yeah,
the
children bones all over the floor.
All
And
right, I'm gonna, against my better judgment, seeing two different people try to break the house, I'm going to step into it.
okay, you see a giant spider on the ceiling.
Not gonna question that.
I mean, they did see me transform into it as I.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things of nope.
Yeah, no, I'm arachnophobic, and this is like freaking me out, and it's my
Oh,
character.
So I'm gonna do a perception check, search action. position.
Oh, hold on. I'm replying to somebody in the chat. What's up?
I'm doing a search action.
Cool. Give me investigation. What are you looking for, buddy?
I'm looking for signs of where the hag went.
Cool.
And that is a nat 20.
Alright, with a nat 20, let me just see how this works. You don't find anything.
With a nat 20, I don't find anything.
You don't find anything. Nat 20s aren't always successes.
Alrighty.
Like, no evidence as to where she went, nothing?
Maybe she's just gone.
No evidence to where she's gone. I'll say this, actually. You see a pair of hag-like footprints that just seem to go forward and then just disappear, no more footprints.
Well, either way, I have a bonus action left, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to heal myself.
Sounds good.
Before I die.
You wanna
Night hag.
communicate?
Well, actually, I'm using... No, wait, that's an action. I can't do that. I was going to say I was going to use my innate healing, but I can't do that.
Okay.
Anyway. Wait, shit. What is it to... What's healing word off the top of anybody's head? I forgot to compare
I think it's 1d.
It should say on your sheet.
A D4.
Pretty sure it's.
I think
just-
it's 1d4 plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, it's plus your spellcasting modifier. For
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, spellcast.
Thanks for the follow, Weenling Mean.
Alright. Thank you. Anyway, that's the end of my turn.
So you
I
like,
can't do anything else.
as you heal yourself, necrotic energy and like weird like poison gas seems to like go into your mask and heal you because of your subclass.
Yeah. It's kind of a mixture of Ilmater and Talona, which are ironically two ends of the spectrum.
Alrighty. You doing anything else? You're standing in the house?
He's just gonna have his shield up and his chime in the other hand, ready to cast any spells and whatever pops out.
Alrighty.
And yes, it is a Dark Souls style caster.
Let me see
Oh, yeah.
here. Alright. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, but you sort of feel a chill down your spine. Halcyon, as something seemingly seems to pass by you. And then, as she steps out of the house, re-emerges from the ethereal plane, and
Got it.
swipes at Armenos with her claws. One attack, just slashes at his chest. So those videos, actually, Wilhelm and Schlag, you'd see her come out of the house, pop out of the ethereal plane, and then slash at Armenos. Nobody else would see this because actually Vale would see this. So Vale, Wilhelm, and Schlag, and Armenos see her pop back out from the ethereal as she slashes at him. Oh, that might not hit. 10 to hit.
That misses.
To Armenos.
Yep, to Arminus. That misses.
Miss.
She slashes at you, misses, and she just goes,
Just like, Arminus is like, whoa, where the hell did you come from?
and she's standing like 5 feet in front of you, just like almost towering over you. And with that, it's Vale's turn.
Bless you.
Thank
Isn't
you.
height.
I feel like Vale actually sneezed.
Excuse. Vale, at the top of the turn, it's a free action, is just going to go, she pops in and out. And with that, she's going to cast... fuck it. Let's just sling more spells. She's going to cast Witch Bolt on her.
Do it.
So she takes out a twig from her component pouch that's blackened and charred, and she utters a few words, makes a few motions, and like swishes and flicks it almost like a wand, and you see it just vanish from her hand, and in crackling blue energy, it just goes and hits the hag.
Alrighty.
And that is going to be a 14.
Nope. It slams into one of the windows and shatters one of these like
Okay, so 15
candy
hits and not 14.
like a candy apple coating glass window just shatters. Just
That's the kind of thing I imagined it would be. Like, I was gonna say peanut brittle, but like, transparent.
Yeah.
It's just sugar that's been boiled
Yeah.
down and hardened in a clear coat.
Absolutely.
just the window shatters.
Well, shit. I might kind of back up into my fog cloud, and that's it.
All right. Armanos, this hag is standing 5 feet in front of you.
After he kind of recomposes himself from the shock of having this hag literally appear in front of him and then try to slash at him, he's going to pull out his dagger and try to slash at the hag's throat.
All right. Sorcerer going for melee.
Oof.
Nothing like it.
No, he's not.
What'd you get?
It's a 4 to hit.
You go to stab at her, and she just goes, bleh, she smacks your hand away.
Blah.
Anything else? 5 feet in front of her.
Yeah, I'm going to, like, slowly back away.
Cool.
Start to back away a little bit.
Attack of opportunity, because you're moving away from her. That's an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Yeah, it does. Hag! Is this a dice I need? No, it's not. Where is my dice that I need? Hello, where are you? Is this what I need? No, it's not. This is what I need. Ouch. Ouch. You take 13 slashing damage.
Oh.
And she just like rakes across your chest as you back away.
Yeah, I'm not doing so hot.
And you like back away, blood just like oozing down your front.
Yeah.
Yeah, word of advice, because I know you're still kind of new to D&D. If you're within like melee distance, try not to, run.
And unless you take the disengage action, they'll be able to make an attack on you for free.
Yeah.
Or you
As long
shocking
as-
grasp.
Yeah,
Or
if they still have a reaction available.
Yeah. Or just accept death. Xudril, it's your turn. As you're inside as a giant spider.
Okay, I assume I hear the commotion outside.
You hear the commotion outside.
And the breaking candy glass.
You do.
And you heard Vale go, she pops in and out!
That too. So she drops down to the floor and scrabbles up to... Is she within 30 foot of the doorway?
Yeah, she's just outside the doorway, like 5 feet outside the doorway.
She scrabbles over to the hag and attacks with her massive fangs.
Yeah, she does.
Yes, she does. That is... I assume she's proficient in her fangs.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Okay, and then my dexterity bonus is 3. So we're looking at a 20 modified.
That hits.
All right, and that's 1d10. 7 poison damage.
7 poison damage. You sink your fangs into her back, and she lets out a scream. Like, ah! Fantastic.
And then as a bonus action, do I still have movement?
You do, but since you're a giant spider, I'd say it'd be a little difficult. It'd be difficult terrain trying to get past her and the door frame and everybody else
I
clustered there.
would just want to back pedal.
Yeah, sure. You could back
Like
pedal.
kind of dart in.
Yeah.
Back up, and then as a bonus action, I shift out of my spider form, and I get ready to actually cast some spells.
Sounds good. And that's your turn.
Yep.
Wilhelm Schlag. As you start destroying the house, you see her pop back into existence. She is the pull-out queen. And she attacks Armanos and looks like she probably almost kills him.
Wait, sorry, did you say she... Oh, okay.
Yeah. Etherealness. She pops out of the ethereal plane and basically just slashes down Armanos' chest.
Hags
Hello.
suck.
I believe my known Bruder has your assent. And Schlag will cast Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, he will.
Schlog's a ranger.
Well, Wilhelm Schlag is a ranger.
Surprise!
And Wilhelm will take a strike at her with the schwert.
Yeah, he will. Are you using a... Are you using a reckless... What's it called? What do I call it? Reckless rampage or whatever?
That's only when
That's right.
Schlag attack.
That's right. Oh, that's going to be so bad. I'm so excited for it.
But
Yeah, I missed with that one, I think.
Yep.
4 plus 7, so.
4 plus 7,
11.
11. What's the damage type?
Slashing.
Cool, so that's 5 damage.
No, that was to hit.
Oh! What was it? I have to tell you. 11?
Yeah.
That doesn't
11
hit.
to hit.
That doesn't hit, no. You just like miss. You get like a good chunk of her like greasy black hair.
Gross.
Yeversten Schlag.
And that's your turn?
Yes.
Alright, Storm Passing Seas. You hear
Well, if
Oh.
he can, he would like to position himself between the hag and Armenos.
Yeah, you can. He backed up.
Still.
Yeah, you can do it. You do it. And yeah. Storm, you sense commotion at the front of the house.
Fantastic. I was going to ask if my passive perception was high enough to hear this going
Oh
on.
yeah, that's probably.
So first thing then, bonus action because I have subclassed into rogue.
Yep.
Or I guess dipped into rogue. Can I roll to hide? And
Yes.
try and go around the corner and pop a shot.
Yes, you can. Give me stealth check.
That is a 21 on stealth.
You are sufficiently hidden, moving through like some of the
I'm a
club.
cat. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Moving through like the candy like foliage, basically. You're like hiding in like the candy foliage, moving around.
I said not to touch the foliage.
He's fine. He's fine.
Stalking prey.
And you're gonna use an arrow to attack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop out from around the corner of the house and
All right.
pop a shot from stealth.
Advantage, and I'll say for the sake of this, because I want to, because it's a difficult encounter, advantage, and it'll have sneak attack damage if it hits.
I should
would
already
ask
have sneak
attack damage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I should
correct.
already
That is
have
correct.
An ally.
That's
within
correct. That's correct.
five.
And it has damage. So.
Oh wow! I rolled 2 19s for my attack.
It hits.
But
It hits.
yeah, I have
So
a plus 9 to that. So
damage plus sneak attack damage as you shoot an arrow at her.
come on, something good. Oh, that's not terrible. So that's a total of 14 damage.
Cool. So reduce to 7 because of resistance.
Oh, unfortunate.
As the arrow slams into her shoulder, and just like sinks into her shoulder. She has an arrow on either side of her shoulder. And she's just like, "Ah!"
Use your arms now, bitch. And that's all I've got.
All right.
She
Halcyon,
might be a monk and then she'll kill you with her feet.
Halcyon Daze. You're inside the house. You definitely hear the commotion going on outside.
Right on. How far is Hermanos from where I'm standing?
Oh, he backed up probably like he backed up. How far did you back up, Armenos? You would have had 30
at
feet.
least- Yeah, at least 25 feet.
He backed up 25 feet. And is bleeding like heavily on the ground, just like spliss.
I should specify as well. So heavily obscured acts like darkness, so I can see out of it because of my racial
Yeah.
ability, but she is not able to see in.
Even if she has dark vision?
No, because it's not
Magical.
darkness,
It's magical darkness.
It's not magical darkness. It's a fog cloud. It's just
But-
heavily obscured.
Oh, okay, cool.
Functions like darkness, but it just isn't. Darkness.
It's just a fog
Yeah.
cloud? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
so
Because if it was darkness, I couldn't see out of
Okay,
it.
all right.
the way it works and
You
reads.
should be familiar because I cast it on that one Peacock Court one shot.
That's right.
Basically, anything relying on sight is at disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Halcyon, yeah, it's your turn.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Armenos is 25 feet back. He backed up, got like a huge gaping chest wound. Maybe he's disemboweled a little bit.
Okay, but he seems like is he still breathing?
Oh,
Oh, I'm still breathing.
yeah. What are your hit points
Barely.
at? What are your hit points at, Armenos? 1. Oh, yeah, he's barely clinging on.
I'm
Okay.
breathing and I'm like
Fuck.
trying to scoop up my.
That was almost a one-hit kill.
Just
I
trying
would
to shovel
save you,
my-
but the best way to save you is by killing the problem. So I'm going to just go ahead and
Spoken like a true cleric. I
Yeah,
love
for
it.
sure.
a true
I think
chaotic
actually-
neutral cleric.
I'm actually
so- I'm going to go ahead and swing a guiding bolt off of my racial feature, so it's not wasting any spell slots.
Yeah, Shada'var, guiding bolt as a innate thing. Yeah,
So that's a flat 17 before the plus
that hits.
5,
That hits. That
you?
hits. Yeah, her AC is 17. Night Hag.
This is going to be 4d6, and then the next attack roll that's against her will have advantage.
4d6 at first level. Second level.
That's. Let me tilt this down a little so you can see that there are 2 6s.
2 6s, so 12. Cool.
Another 6 and a 2.
So 3 6s.
20 damage, radiant.
Yeah, that's good. That slams into her back, and he watches like half of her head kind of like jettisons off. But she's still alive with half a head. She's still alive.
Got it. He's just gonna move right up on her and like.
Right
get
up
ready
on
to
her. It's
tank.
like, all right, yeah. So you blow like half of her head off with a guiding bolt. It just like it sprays all over Wilhelm. It coats Wilhelm's chest like a Gallagher's Wilhelm's chest, like Scanners almost, but half a head just. And she lets out a shriek, like an unearthly shriek, but she's still alive.
No.
And it's her turn. She looks up at Wilhelm.
Du bist klein.
And she's gonna do some strange movements with her hands and almost sing like a lullaby.
Oh no.
And 7, 16. Those of you that have 24 hit points within 20 feet around her.
I'm not within 20
Yeah.
feet, right? I'm farther back.
You're farther back. She's at the doorway. You're like I'd say you're like 40 feet back. How does this spell work? Cool. So creatures within 20 feet of a point, so around her. So starting with the creature's lowest current hit points, which is going to be
Me.
you.
Yeah, because Armanos is
Within
25
range.
feet away from her.
All right, so so is it all creatures within 25 feet that have 20?
I thought it
You
was.
split it.
Are you casting? I'm assuming it's sleep.
She's casting sleep.
So yeah, so basically you roll I think it's 5d8, and that's your total amount of hit points of creatures you can put to sleep. You start with the lowest and subtract that. From
Okay, so she got 24.
Okay, so then so if somebody's got 1 hit point, you'd subtract it, and then you have 20.
Okay, so closest would be right now is Xudril and Xudril, you backed up. Halcyon, how much health do you have?
10 points.
10?
Yeah.
So she's at 14. You.
I think I am in range.
Okay,
but
so you.
I'm a drow.
Yeah, so you fall unconscious as you fall
Nope.
asleep, Halcyon.
Oh, how's it
So next within range is actually probably Wilhelm because he's right in front of her. Wilhelm, how much health do you have left?
Not today.
You do not fall asleep. All right, Xudril, how much health do you have left?
An irrelevant number because I'm an elf.
That is correct.
Can't be put to sleep. They're mentally.
Cool. So Halcyon.
I've never seen that come up.
So Halcyon's the only one that falls asleep. You sleep until the spell ends, which is it lasts for a minute. You take damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap you awake.
I just want to point out, this is the first time I've played an elf, and I've been able to use the Fey ancestry stuff. I've
never seen it used. I've never seen it used. So yeah, Halcyon, you just get really sleepy. And you prone, fall backwards. You're now sleeping, snoring loudly. Yeah, horse snoring beneath your plague mask. It sort of like vibrates weird. And that's
kind of a weird echo.
Oh fuck, that's her action. So with that, it's Vale's turn.
I bet his voice will be hoarse in the morning. I like giggle to myself, then I get serious.
Cool, that's your action. No, it's not.
And
Hunting is a full round action. It is serious work.
and I'm going to fire off a fire bolt at her.
All right, please roll natural ones. You hit Wilhelm.
I get to roll at advantage because of guiding bolt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, just please roll ones. You hit Wilhelm.
Okay, that's going to be a 13 plus 6, 19.
That hits as the firebolt slams into her chest.
And that is going to be... Okay, it's just a straight roll. So, 7 damage. 7 fire damage.
Yeah. You like hit her and her greasy hair, it's so greasy, just is on fire. But then it goes out because there's no hair left.
I pinch my nose as the smell of burning night hag permeates my senses, and I'm just like,
Now she's just a bald night hag as her greasy hair burns away.
You're tied to the Great Conflagration, but even this is too much.
please take a shower.
All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
Arminos, it's your turn with 1 hit point. What do you want to do?
I'm going to.
Actually, you forgot. I forgot something. Because we're using, I don't know if I specified this. Yes, we're using massive damage rules from the Dungeon Master's Guide, Chapter 9. So you took massive damage from an attack that was much more than more than half your hit point maximum. I need you to give me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
You can do it. I believe.
Massive damage is scary, by the way. So yeah, Constitution saving throw.
I like how you say you're a nice DM and then you use that rule.
19.
19? You're fine.
Yep.
It's a fun rule though.
This is why I took Genasi, because I have a +3 con modifier. Plus Vale has almost more HP already at level 2 than me did at level 5.
Alright. Arminos, what, you drinking a health potion?
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I think so.
Because
I didn't put any equipment in. That's wow. Okay.
I
have no equipment.
Because I don't think anybody got health potions. So I don't know why.
At this point,
I don't know why.
Even have I'm looking through my stuff and I don't even have on my attack. It just says unarmed strike.
Oh, so you didn't even fill out your equipment?
Yeah.
Cool. You didn't bring. I guess you didn't bring any equipment with you to the fight. You're just standing there. Do you at least have an arcane? Do you have an arcane focus or spell components on you in your equipment? If not, you can't cast spells either.
Yeah. No, I have nothing.
Fantastic. So you're just standing there with nothing.
That's why he's a melee sorcerer.
That's amazing. For the sake of this, do you have at least have your spells picked?
Not really.
I just looked at his sheet and he doesn't have anything prepped.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So yeah, you're just here not being able to do anything. All right.
Thanks for meat shielding.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right. So what do you want to do, Arminos? I guess. Just make sure you have your sheet. Make sure you have your sheet filled out for next session.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely will. I'll get with you after this and
Yep. All right.
Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to
Well, if you have,
avoid
like,
her
any-
at all costs.
Okay.
You could also do, I mean, I don't want to handhold, but you could also do a help action for anybody.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
can do that too.
You
Basically,
could
you
also
assist
pick,
somebody
like,
on
a-
their next check. Yeah.
You could also pick a cantrip, like Firebolt,
Yeah, I'll let you take it.
and just
Yeah, for this
because
side.
it doesn't require material components.
Yeah, or an arcane focus. I'll say for this, you can pick one cantrip, and then between the session, we'll set you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, take a cantrip, a single cantrip from your spell list that it allows you to take. So that's spell level 0, because I don't think you've ever played a caster before. Yeah, so spell level 0.
Firebolt.
Cool. So you can throw
Solid thing.
a firebolt at her if you want.
Yeah, I'll hurl a firebolt at her from about
Alright.
30 feet away.
So yeah, roll that plus it'll be under your spells. It'll be plus your spell attack bonus.
Oh, and by the way, Justin, I'd actually be within 30 feet of her because I did use Witch Bolt on her.
Oh, correct. So yeah, you're within 30 feet of her. Okay,
Okay, so that would be a 20 to hit.
that hits. Roll damage on firebolt.
Okay, and it's a... I'm looking for my die here.
If not, between the sessions, I'll just fill your sheet out with equipment and everything and get you an arcane focus or something. Because D&D Beyond's a little tricky to figure out if you haven't used it before.
Yeah, and the only thing I've used is roll 20.
Yeah.
So it's a 1d10 fire. That is a 8.
Plus your spell attack bonus.
Not for cantrips, I don't think. I think it's just a flat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 damage? Okay.
Yep.
Slams into her, she burns more of her whatever, her greasy, let's say she has stubble on her chin. That burns away a little bit. Alright.
Yay for me for not being prepared.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll get you sorted out for next time. And with that, Xudril, it's your turn.
Well, first, as my bonus action, I'd like to cast Hex
On her? Cool.
on her. So I'll be getting an extra 1d6 necrotic damage.
Am I wrong? Is there a saving throw on Hex?
There is not a saving throw.
Fantastic. So she is also Hunter's Marked by Wilhelm, and she's now hexed.
Does Hunter's Mark give everybody, or just the Hunter?
Just the
No,
Hunter.
it's just the hunter.
Just Wilhelm Schlag.
Yeah.
Or be
Fantastic.
really overpowered.
We just have like he just has.
Oh, but there's still advantage because she has.
Guiding Bolt?
No, guiding bolt's only good for one attack.
Oh, okay, cool. So no more
Okay.
for guiding bolt. Excuse me.
Sweet. Alright, and I rolled an 18 plus...
That hits.
Okay, cool. So,
Her AC is 17.
It is.
we've got 15, 5 of which are necrotic, and 10 of which are force. So it's an Eldritch Blast, and then, extra
Yeah.
necrotic.
So what's the total damage?
15.
15. Cool.
Yep.
She's looking haggard and not too good.
Haggard.
Any
Vale would be laughing a lot.
anything else for Xudril?
There isn't anything there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Good.
Wilhelm Unschlag.
Wilhelm will strike this out.
What?
Let's see, 22 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh. But only, I believe, 6 damage. Sword?
Can you can add Hunter's Mark to that, can't you?
Yes, that's actually true. So 6 plus 2.
So
8
8
total damage.
reduced to 4.
Yes, with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then Schlag. Slug.
Schlag is attacking.
Relentless rage.
Relentless Rage. Woo! I'm so happy that's happened.
Attacks at disadvantage. That's good for one. 15 and 17. Sweet.
17 hits. Or 15 does not hit. 15 plus.
But
15
that was
plus.
before modifiers. Yeah.
15 plus what?
7.
That fucking hits. Oh, yeah.
Schlag. So that's 5 plus 5, 10 plus another 5, 15. 15 damage with the axe.
So reduced by half. I'll say that's 6. Yeah, 6. 7.
No, that'd be 7.
7! Cool. She's not looking great, but because of Relentless Rage, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw of 17.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, this goes. Critical fail.
Fantastic. Who's closest to you? You moved in. Oh, fuck. You moved in between Armanos and.
Yeah.
The hag.
Oh, it's random, right? So you get to choose.
It's random. So basically, for you guys.
But he's within melee range of the hag.
I know,
so he
but
steps, like,
With
far away.
this, once you make a Relentless Rage attack, make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, your Savage Head takes over and you must move towards a random creature of the DM's choosing and make an additional attack against it. Let's roll. Let's see. Who's all within like range of him? I'd say Halcyon on the.
Schlag. Ruhe. Langsamer.
So I'll say everyone within range 20 feet. I'd say Storm Passing Seas is close. Armanos is close. Xudril is close. Halcyon Unconscious is close, and so is the Hag. I'll roll a d6 to determine who he attacks then.
While you're doing that, real quick, I forgot to mention, with Hex, she has disadvantage on ability checks made with, let's say, Dexterity.
Cool. D6, let's see who she goes. I'll say a 1 just because the situation is Armanos. That's a 3. So you turn and you lunge right at Storm Passing Seas. And I need you to make an additional attack against Storm Passing Seas with your Schlag.
Schlag, langsamer.
And he just like swings his axe at storm passing seas.
Ooh, 7 plus 7, 14.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Swings,
Yay!
and storm passing seas just like ducks, like as the axe like swings over top. And then and Schlag goes a little calm. Relentless rage is so much fun.
Slaps him in the back of the head.
I feel like Storm Passing Seas has just had the worst day.
Alright, that'll end his turn. How far away did he move away?
With short sword.
You moved like 30 feet away.
Jeez.
Oh fuck! You know
I
what?
was gonna say.
Yeah, attack of opportunity too. As you run away from fuck, I didn't think about that when I made Relentless Rage.
Yeah,
Didn't think about
I did.
it.
I
Didn't
was
think
like,
about
man,
it.
there are a lot of negatives to this. There's no reason to do it.
18 to hit. That is very loud. 3, 8. You take 16 points of slash. Or no, you don't. My bad. You take 12 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
And yeah, now you're now like standing over top of Storm Passing Seas, and it's Storm Passing Seas' turn.
Oh, fantastic.
As this big like ogre man just swung his axe at you.
Luckily, I'm a nice guy, so I won't hold it against you. Who's around this hag? Who's close to her? Anybody?
At this point, Xudril's probably closest in the house.
Okay, so there's
And
nobody.
Halcyon's unconscious right at her feet.
Snoring, basically, like.
So there's nobody within 5 feet who's conscious.
Xudril, inside the house.
I'm 5 foot away.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so. No.
But are you within 5 feet, or you're more than 5 feet away?
More than 5 foot. There's a square between me and her.
Okay, cool.
You are still hidden, though.
Justin?
Yeah, what's up?
No, I would have to re-roll my. I would have to re-roll my hide after using an action to break my hide.
What's up, Garrett?
I didn't bring this up earlier because I didn't see it, but my max HP is 18,
Yeah.
and you did more than 9 damage. So I think there's a thing that I need to do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Constitution saving throw, which I think he should be fine with.
Not really. That's a 9 plus 2, 13.
Roll me a d10, please.
7.
So you can't take reactions, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
From the system
All right.
shock table. So it's not the bad one. You're just like, oh, okay. It could be worse. You could automatically just drop to 0 hit points. That's one of them.
You're just like, no shit.
Yeah. One is you drop to 0 hit points, and the other one is you drop to 0 hit points but are stable, so no death saving throws. It's all good. It's all good. Halcyon Daze, you're unconscious. So that's your turn done.
Was it still Storm Passing's turn, or did he finish?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes, your turn. Sorry.
I was going to ask if I kind of retroactively if I would have been able to repeat my hide check after popping my longbow shot, since I am still kind of around the corner of this house.
Yep, that'll count as your action, so roll for it.
Well, I was hoping to use like the fact that I took a level in Rogue to try and
bonus action hide.
Well,
yeah.
Your last turn you started with a bonus action, so you couldn't have ended your last turn with a bonus action.
No, I ended with my longbow attack last turn.
Right. Oh, so you're saying you want to use?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just kind of rinse and repeat.
Yep.
To
Yep.
myself
Yep.
Oh, that's a terrible roll though. 15 total for trying to hide.
Those are passive perception.
I think hags have like a 16.
It's 16, but she's preoccupied. She's preoccupied, so let you do it with advantage.
Oh, all right.
Dang.
Oh, I rolled even worse. So either way,
You hide in the bushes, but it won't be a sneak attack.
that's fine. I'm just gonna pop a shot then with the longbow.
Yep,
That is a 20, not natural.
that hits. Roll damage. It'll be half because hag resistance.
Yeah, so she's only gonna take 1 damage then because I rolled 3.
The arrow like skims like the bridge of her nose and cuts it deep. Just
She's got a new piercing.
Oh yeah, the arrow's like embedded like in her nose, like sunk.
She's got
All
that
you
orc
did was
fashion
give
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's all. That's all
All
I
right,
got.
Halcyon Daze, you're sleeping, so we're gonna skip you. what is?
Everybody's woken me up.
Nope. What's Halcyon dreaming about?
What's Halcyon dreaming about?
Yeah.
Becoming extremely rich again.
Cool.
Like just showering in gold. He's like, all my dreams have come true.
Fantastic. It's her turn though. Now, and she laughs at what she had just seen displayed by what she perceived as the biggest threat, Wilhelm Unschlag. But apparently, he can be more of a threat to his allies than her. So with that, she is going to
Pounce and maul Halcyon.
look around. She sees that there's a tiefling standing about way less than 120 feet away. And she is going to one magic missile at him. So you take 3 points of damage, but you're unconscious. You're not dead. So you just, Arminos, you just drop unconscious. Just doof. So that'll be death saving throws on your turn from that. And then she is going to turn around and throw one at Xudril.
Fun.
And that'll
I
be...
missed spell resistance, guys. I missed spell resistance.
you take 3 force damage.
Alright.
And then the last one, since she is now standing in the doorway, she's just going to lob one at back of Schlog's head. Schlog, you take 5 points of force damage as it hits the back of your head. Just doof.
Slug's at 1 hit point.
Oh! And then she's going to go back into the house.
If somebody could wake me up.
Can I get an attack of opportunity? Because she went past me.
She's not going past, she's going into the house. You're
by
still
the
in the
way-
house, right?
I'm between her and the house. I'm outside of the house.
Okay, yeah, get an attack of opportunity against her.
Alright. And it's just fucking dagger attack.
I rolled a 15 for concentration for the Hunter's Mark.
Cool, what's the DC on Hunter's Mark? Like,
I think it's just concentration.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
So concentration check is half the damage or a 10, whichever is higher. So 15,
Oh, you're fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you this. That
Don't see it. Don't see it. That natural
Should be
is
right
that
there.
a natural 20?
Yep. It's
Cool.
a symbol for Abraxas.
Cool,
but yeah,
so- Max damage plus roll damage.
So that's max damage is 7 plus 2. Yeah, so 9. 9 damage with a dagger.
Alright. So 1 damage. With a critical?
That's rough.
Wait, so what'd you get? Like total?
Oh, 9 damage.
Yeah, so 9 damage with max damage and rolled on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no! 9 damage total.
Yeah, roll. You get to roll on top too.
No,
I
no,
did.
he did. He did.
So
Oh.
it's a 4
Just
plus
take
my
another
ability
Oh,
modifier
okay.
plus a 2.
So 9 damage. So in halved, so I'll say it's 4.
Yeah, I think damage rulings are
Yeah.
half rounded down.
Yeah, it is. So she's still good. She looks like she's slowly dying. Like she doesn't have a lot of hit points left.
By 1,000 cuts.
She went from 3 digits and she's now down at very low double digits. So that was your turn, Xudril. Wilhelm Unschlag. It's your turn.
Could
Wait.
somebody wake me up, please?
Was that my turn or?
Oh,
Oh, that's right. God, I keep forgetting. It's Vale's turn. Sorry.
Alright,
You can just throw a rock at my head. Something.
She's way too far away from you.
I would, but I mean, I could throw like a magic missile, but I just don't want to use my last spell slot. I'm gonna... Oh god, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah, she's back in the house. She's not in your view.
I'm gonna reach into my component pouch and... Or she's not in view of me?
No, she's back in the house. What's up? What's up, Garrett?
Can Wilhelm, because there's Hunter's Mark, can he just relay positioning?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna run up to the front of the house. Do I see her?
You do. She's sort of
Hello.
she's like standing
Yeah.
over Halcyon's body. like sleeping body. Like
Right there.
Okay, I'm gonna like nudge Halcyon awake with
No.
my action.
you're not. He's inside the house. You're not.
Okay.
I'm not inside the house.
Oh, I thought you were.
She
No, he
went
was
outside the
outside.
house. I went outside to meet her.
Okay, yeah. So you see him then. He's about.
And I already used all my movement just
Yeah.
to get to him.
So you're not-
I'm gonna
yeah.
use my action to wake Halcyon up.
Yeah, you shake him
Yeah,
awake. You shake.
I'll-
Do you slap?
I'll
You slap him
No.
or shake him?
No, I'm gonna reach down and I'm gonna like gently pat the side of his face and go, wake up, wake up. We need help with the ag.
Halcyon, you wake up, but you're prone still. All right, that's your turn, Vale. Then.
Yeah.
Yep. Arminos, death saving throw, please.
Okay. I'm probably gonna get screwed on this one.
I believe in you.
16.
That's one success.
Yay! And there's literally nothing I can do.
Nope. Just keep doing that. Xudril, it's your turn.
I turn around and face the hag, and I am going to cast poison spray.
Fantastic.
A Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
That's
That
a
is.
13.
Yeah, that's a 12 plus 3. It's a 15.
Okay. So that does nothing.
You spray her with the poison spray, and she kind of goes. Just laughs, like seems to enjoy it, almost like it's like she's bathing in it.
Gross. That is my turn actually. I have nothing else.
Wilhelm und Schlag, it's your turn.
I don't know why I picked that spell. It's so useless.
Since she moved into the house, is she outside of 30 feet?
She is just outside of 30 feet. She's about 35. 40,
Okay.
actually 40 feet. She moved deeper into the house, yeah.
So Wilhelm and Schlag are going to head over to. Well, how far away is Arminos?
He's probably 25 feet away from you. 30
He's just
feet?
gonna-
25, yeah, 25.
He's just gonna head over there and drop a good berry in his mouth, and then like make
Cool.
him chew it.
So, yeah, so Arminos, you are stable with 1 hit point because of good berry. So you're no longer making death saving throws, but you're laying on the ground with 1 hit point.
Hey, are you cool? And he's gonna drop 8 more good berries at your feet.
Okay. And is that your turn?
I mean, he'll take the rest of his movement towards the house,
Okay.
and then try to relay the information of where the
Yeah,
hag is at.
everybody gets the information.
Everyone, she's over there.
All right. Storm Passing Seas, it's your turn.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm assuming I cannot
I am
see
so
her.
sorry.
What?
I can use a bonus action to aggression. It's like one of the racial feats.
Yeah.
So,
That's right. As a bonus action, you can move up to
So-
your speed toward an enemy of your choice that you can see or hear. Yeah, so you can do that. You can move right up to her.
yep, that's what he does.
So into the house, through the massive
then-
doorway you made.
Yeah, and kind of slides to the side so everybody has a shot at her as well.
Thanks, good. Hey, thanks for donating.
I was saving up for a puppy, but the storm guy is cute, so you can take my money instead.
Thank you for the donation. Someone just donated like $18 basically and said, that storm guy's cute, so here, take some money.
Oh, well, I'm single now too. So, hey.
But the sad part is they're saving up for a puppy, and they decided to donate because
well,
we
I'm
have.
glad you picked me over a puppy.
I might need to add you into all our games.
Oh,
All right.
you know, if
I'll
it's
pimp
not
you out. I'm gonna pimp you out. All right.
not too much real quick. I just did want to say, after our last charity game, I joined your charity team. So if instead of giving straight to the channel, you want to join and give to charity,
Yeah, do that too.
my link is straight off of my Twitch channel. You can just click on
Yeah, for
me.
sure.
I can post message, whatever, and the money will go straight into the charity that we played for last time. So
Yeah, we're currently sitting at probably $600 something.
Yep.
We'll be doing another charity stream in November. So, anyways, yeah. Wilhelm, you like storm into the house, sort of shimmy into the side. Storm, it's your turn.
All right, sweet. So I'm assuming I can't see where this person went, but Wilhelm yelled it out. So
Yeah,
I
so you
would-
know where she is now.
I'd like to sling my longbow Draw my short sword and shield, which I know takes an action to swap out weapons.
I don't generally do that. I don't do that ruling of swapping weapons as an
Oh,
action. I don't
okay,
like it. Yeah.
I don't either. I always tell my players just, hey, you
Yep.
know what? It
Yep.
takes half a second.
Yeah.
And basically, I'll use my feline agility again because I didn't move last turn, so I regain that use of that, and I'll spend my movement speed to run into the house and try and move up to this hag.
Yep, you're behind her, so you can make an attack if you want.
Are y'all
Absolutely,
flanking?
yes.
I don't do flanking rules.
Oh, you don't.
I'm not a fan either.
Oh,
However, he is within 5 feet, so you will get it.
I will get my sneak attack. I'm
Yeah.
assuming a 25 hits.
Yeah, that hits the night hag. That hits her. Her name's
Fantastic.
Her name's Grillata, I think that's what I called her. Gretela.
they didn't ask for her name.
Almost max damage.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 16 damage.
16 damage reduced by half. So
Yep.
8.
Turns out she was actually.
I know who
protected.
donated the money. That's funny.
Oh, okay,
Turns
cool.
out she's just some old woman that lived in a house.
So you slash her like down the back, and you see like the flesh parts and exposes like her spine and her shoulder blades, and like spiders are crawling like through her bones and stuff.
Perfect.
And that's your
all
turn.
I've got.
Yeah, and she does not. She's looking really bad. Halcyon Daze, you're prone in front of the hag. What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm in front of it?
Yeah, you're prone like laying. No, you're not in front of her. You're still outside, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. You're not near.
I'm like,
You are not
I'm
near
mostly
her.
outside the door.
Yeah, I thought you were inside the house. That's why she moved back into the house. So yeah, no, she's back in the house, so you're nowhere near her, but you're prone still. Yeah,
Am I within 15 feet?
you're within 10 feet of her.
Fantastic. So I use half my movement speed to stand up, and then I move the 10 feet that I need. And she's going to take an inflict wounds to the face.
Yeah. Well, back for head because you're behind her.
Whichever way works.
Cool.
I'm hoping this hits.
Ew,
Um,
why would you touch her?
Does an 18 hit?
An
I think
18
you're-
an 18 hits. An 18 hits. Roll damage.
All right, it's 3d10. Okay, that's 8 plus 8, that's 16 plus 2, that's 18 total damage.
Halcyon Daze. How do you want to do this, buddy?
So pissed off that he just put her to sleep, he just like shakes off the sleep, runs in, gathers some necrotic, and just like uppercuts the fuck out of her. The necrotic damage hits the head and just
Yeah, her head, that whatever left half of the head she had, you like uppercut it with an inflict wounds as your hand like arcs, kind of like a super powered like key powered punch from Dragon Ball Z, and you like punch her at the base of the skull, and her head just scatters on the ceiling, just. And as
and
that, oh,
oops, sorry.
no,
I was
continue.
gonna say, as he's doing that, he just yells, "Delona, grant me vengeance!" and necrotic damage.
And as her head explodes, Halcyon, you watch the contract comes out of your bag, burns, incinerates, and you all are pulled through a very tight portal and deposited back into the grand hall, the dining hall of the academy.
As
We didn't find the children.
They're dead.
as
Yeah, there were the bones on the floor.
Yeah.
as Vale is just casting prestidigitation on everybody who is within 5 feet of the hag when she popped.
Yep. And you all appear in the dining hall, standing there looking around like, oh my god, we did it. We are now officially members of the Academy of Doors.
Yeah.
And that's
Yay.
what we're gonna end the session for the week.
Freeze frame jump.
Yeah, freeze frame sitcom jumps. Yeah. That was our first
Everybody, congratulations.
that was the first session of Academy of Doors. So I will say some things about the Academy, just so you guys will probably know. Each sort of like session of this game is going to take a time after each contract, because you're not doing contracts daily. There's
Right.
lessons and stuff that you do behind the scenes that we're not going to show because lessons would be boring to watch, I think. So each week you guys are going to be doing contracts going into the various planes of the multiverse. So next week it's just going to be a random plane. I'm going to roll on a table and that'll determine the plane you guys go into next week. This is
I'll
not...
only ever go to the Feywild.
What's up, Garrett?
Would it be safe to just mark a long rest at the end of each session?
Yes, long rest at the end of each session. Inside the academy, there is a sort of like place you can go to prep and use your gold to get supplies. To like buy health potions and equipment. We'll sort out Armanos behind the scenes because obviously he probably would have equipment. He wouldn't just go into a contract with nothing. Also, There will be level ups, obviously, in this. You're only second level, and you're being planar defenders. You probably need some level ups. That won't happen yet. Actually, no. Initiation contract. You all level up to 3rd level.
Yay!
Nice.
So
Alright,
you guys can all do that behind the scenes because that takes up a lot of stream time, and I have to eat dinner and prep the next one. What's up?
Right.
Anyone?
No, I was just gonna say if the party wants to hang out afterwards and discuss kind of moving forward a little. I know you probably got to go do dinner and whatnot, but
I have time.
oh, I was just gonna ask. So I'm leaning towards either a full-on rogue with a slight fighter dip or a full fighter with a rogue dip. What would the party prefer?
I always say you do you. Whatever you find most fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy both equally. Both have their ups and downs, so I'm just kind of trying to figure out where the party's headed as they start leveling up.
All right, and I'll help you, Corey, figure out leveling up on D&D Beyond because modifying your health on D&D Beyond is a little tricky. You have to do the total roll, you don't add it on as your hit points. You have to do the total that you've rolled for your health. I'll help you out behind the scenes. Yeah, it's a little tricky. I had to fix people's health in our pirate campaign because they added on their health wrong, but I'll sort everything out. So yeah, 3rd level. You're all 3rd level now. Next week, like I said, there'll be another contract into the planes. I'll roll randomly to figure out where that is. It could be the negative energy plane. Just saying. It could be limbo. So yeah.
Oh god, it better not be. Like, we can't survive the negative energy plane.
Actually, I think it's a good idea. I can roll a plane now, and then it gives you guys so you guys sort of like have this idea that you're preparing behind the scenes. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah, solid plan.
Let's go and figure out where you're going next week. It could be the Feywild again, or it could be please be the Shadowfell because I want to send you guys to Ravenloft. Yeah. Man, this campaign's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
But as for your thing, fuck, I'm still learning everybody's names.
I'm Justin.
Ryan, you're right.
Hunter is Storm Passing Seas, yeah.
Okay. I think Rogue, we don't have any sneak in this party. I mean, we have a Shada'var with bells on his horn.
Yeah.
I am 100% disadvantaged.
I'm leaning towards an assassin archetype, most likely. If I did go full fighter, it was going to be a 7-level dip into Mastermind Rogue to give everybody potentially advantage with 30 feet of me.
Cool.
But if I go primarily Rogue, I'm just going to take a 1-level dip into fighter and 19 levels in assassin for Rogue.
All right.
So.
I like that. I mean, I've never played a Rogue, but having somebody who can do like a stupid amount of damage.
Well, I mean, I only have 1 level in Rogue right now, and I get a +9 to my stealth.
We can discuss this like when the stream's down, just because there's still stuff based on the stream that I want to do. Muse, if you want to play with permanent disadvantage to stealth because of your bells, I'm all for it. Because I played a hobgoblin that had disadvantage, like negative 10 to stealth because of bells. But
I have it regardless because of my armor.
That's correct. So never mind. All right, so we're gonna roll. See what plane you guys have to go to next week.
I rolled a 3.
Oh. Okay, interesting. So next week, you guys during this downtime while you're at the school learning, that's how you level up to level 3. Learning, sort of meeting, getting to know people, buying supplies, probably getting supplies. You guys will be preparing to head into the fountains of creation, the plane of magma. So it's very fitting because one of you has that. So fun.
Cool.
And in this downtime, like I said, you'll be learning your new abilities. Hence the pop to level 3. You can get supplies from the school. I'll say you get those in between sessions, unless you guys want to do like a little shopping excursion. But most of the time, it'll be done behind the scenes. Also, the school does have a sort of temple, like a church that supports all like deities, all sort of forms of worship, and each student in the academy gets 1 free resurrection if their body is brought back, or any piece of their body. Any piece of their body is brought back to the temple. Most of the time, bodies just get left behind because it's chaotic in these planes. So, if you bring a body back, it means you have to carry the body. If they die in the contract, you have to carry their body everywhere through the contract, or a piece of their body.
Chop a finger off.
And the rules of the church resurrection is the resurrection spell. So you need at least a piece of the body. I think that's how it works. So it's not revivify. Like revivify, they can't reform body parts. So if you try to use revivify on somebody who doesn't have a head, it's not going to work. It's resurrection. I'd say reincarnation for fun, but I don't want to keep constantly changing people's races. Also, another rule before we do head forward. Resurrection rules that I have, my homebrewed resurrection rules. Upon being revived from death, a character must make a roll on the resurrection table and take on the effect that happens. A character can only be brought back to life as many times as their constitution modifier, a minimum of once. So thanks for the free resurrection counts as that one time. If a resurrection is attempted after the ritual fails, as the creature's soul is too worn from the constant death and rebirth it has experienced, the soul instead chooses to go peacefully into its attendant afterlife. So, for example, if you have a 3 constitution modifier, you can get brought back 3 times. Anything after those 3 times, your soul just refuses to come back because it's too worn from constant death and rebirth. Those are my resurrection rules because they make sense.
Yeah, cool.
Do we get gold after contracts?
You do, which I'm actually rolling right now.
Dope.
Fantastic.
So,
I only have 46 gold. I need more.
Initiation contracts aren't that great. So it's for initiation contracts, it's 4d5 times 10. So each of you, I just rolled, get 100 gold pieces.
Dope.
Which you can use to buy supplies in downtime. Also,
Why not?
James, you were saying something?
Yeah, so for hit die for health at level 3, we just roll 3d whatevers.
You roll 1.
And that's our new health?
You roll 1 if you hit dice. It's 1 hit dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That's what I thought it was.
You just roll a hit dice and add it to your already rolled hit points.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Obviously with your con modifier, also with, like I said, on D&D Beyond, I'm just going to go into an example character sheet right here. So basically, pulling up Wilhelm and Schlog's character builder because I had to look at his traits and stuff. So when you customize your hit points, it'll say rolled HP on your hit point management. That's where you add your new your total hit points. So basically, you have to add on what you roll to what's already in that slot.
Do not include your constitution.
Do not include your constitution modifier because it already does it.
Oh, that's not bad.
And we'll do that behind the scenes. Basically, again, before we go, I'll let everybody sort of reintroduce themselves, promote anything they want to promote, like Twitch streams, social media. Give closing thoughts on the session real quick, and then we'll get going. So, Lexi.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, closing thoughts. Anything you want to promote, talk about, throw out there into the ether. That's what we do at the end of every session. So.
Oh, this is true. Nothing I want to promote or anything like that. Have fun playing D&D. Love each other. I had fun. I'm enjoying the fact that Vale at level 3 already has 6 more hit points than Mibby did at 5th level.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because Mibby had 19 at level 5 in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
It was bad.
It would have been, I think it would have been 13 hit points had Justin not allowed me to re-roll one of the ones.
It would have been great.
Yeah. I died. Yeah. Anyways, I had a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to this for a long time because I love planner travel and all that. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Muse.
I've been wanting to reveal my fabulous Shada'var for a while.
I love him. He's great. I love
He is
everybody's
great.
characters.
It was cool. As usual, I will mention this. I have a writer for hire. It is literally what I've been trying to do full time. So if anybody ever has anything they want to commission, anything they ever want to collaborate on, or anything of that nature, let me know. I'm always open for commissions.
Fantastic.
Still working on getting social media set up.
All right. James.
Again, I'm James. You can find me at twitch.tv/AbyssalDrake88. I also want to take this opportunity to plug a foundation that I'll be doing a charity walk with my partner and my brother-in-law for. It's called AFSP, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It hits me where I live. It's very important to me. I personally know and do struggle with suicide. So if you're, struggling with it too, I have a link and at my Twitch channel where you can donate, and I'll actually put it in the chat right now.
Cool.
But there's also plenty of resources with which you can avail yourself if you are struggling or know somebody who is struggling. People who die from suicide aren't the only victims. So if you know somebody who has died from suicide, do not hesitate to get help if you feel like you need it. If you are struggling with suicide yourself, don't hesitate to get help if you think you need it. It's very important, and the goal of AFSP is to reduce suicide by 20% by 2025, and I'm hoping we can get that. So yeah, like I said, twitch.tv/AbyssalDrake88. I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break, and then I'm probably gonna be playing something like, I don't know, WoW, Total War, Warhammer, whatever.
All right. So yeah, I forgot to mention, only mods can post links in the Twitch chat. I forgot. So if you want to send me the link directly on Discord, I'll post it in there for you.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Because that is a very good cause, and I would very much like to promote that.
Cool. And sent it.
Cool. Let me pull up Discord if it's going to let me pull up Discord. Please let me pull up Discord. All right. Posting this in chat. Copy link. All right. All right. Hunter.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of briefly re-mention for anybody who wasn't here before. On starting this Friday, I am running a Space Age 5e. I have 6 players. Sessions will probably be about 3-4 hours each. I think Iron Man meets Mass Effect, I guess, if you will. It'll be pretty cool. There's 3 planets for them to fully explore, and we'll be having our first session this Friday. Other than that, yeah.
Fantastic. Garrett.
That was pretty sweet. Schlag is kind of sad he didn't get to eat that thing. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah, thanks.
I'm excited to see if Schlag kills any of his friends with relentless rage.
Yeah. Possibility.
Especially if we're using like the critical rules and then massive damage, it could be fun at higher levels with Wilhelm and Schlag.
Plus, oh wait, yeah.
All right, Corey.
So I'm playing Armanos. It was a good starting session for this. I've been looking forward to doing this since the end of Mad Mage. Justin broached this to us, and it sounded like a lot of fun. And so far, it actually has been. I'm just gonna throw this out there right now that I'm gonna put money on myself being the one that Schlag kills.
I put money on it too.
That seems to be my luck with this, is the fact that I'm the one that gets killed by my fellow party members.
You got 8 good berries on you too.
Yeah, so 8 good berries, you can eat those and heal 1 hit point. But you're leveling up and having a long rest, so you're going to be max hit points anyway. All right, cool. Anything you want to promote, Corey?
I'm taking a hiatus right now from streaming, but when I do come back, you can find me at DarkDeath994 on both Twitch and Mixer. I do stream on both through PlayStation and Xbox, so you can find me there. You can find me on Twitter at DarkDeath994. Like I said, I'm taking a hiatus right now. Just got a lot of real life going on, and it sucks. So
yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's everyone.
Can we spend gold while we're waiting for this next contract? I'd like to learn.
Yes. Yes, you can. Also, hi. I'm the Dungeon Master, Justin. I go by JW Ross on social media. It sounds professional. So you can follow me on Twitter at JWROSSS. And again, I'm the founder of this crazy channel. I DM 3 games currently on Wednesdays. So I'm a busy boy today. We'll be back with this game next week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. However, we have 2 more games tonight that Garrett will be playing in. So he's also a busy boy tonight. We'll be back in an hour and a half. at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to be playing our Haunted House, our perpetual, persistent Haunted House campaign of D&D 5e, The House from Bent Hill, which has 8 players, but split into 2 groups of 4, and they interchange each week. And you can donate for random effects to happen to those people while they're in the house, because the house is a sentient being all of its own. And that is
last week. It was spectacular.
It was good. Someone got infected. Someone got infected by a spawn of Caius, which is very bad. So we'll be back with that in an hour and a half at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and the game that I put so much time into planning stories and stuff, and I'm really excited to continue with how things have gone in the last couple weeks. At 10 p.m. Eastern Time is our pirate campaign, Beneath the Tide, and that is also D&D 5e that both Muse and Garrett play in. You can see them up here in the stream overlay. And they're both playing in that, and I'm excited to see where that goes at 10 p.m. So that's 4.5 hours from now. So without further ado, as always, we close out our games by waving goodnight at our webcams. So good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.